Hello and welcome to Build Up to a Good Game. We're now in 5 minutes away from kick-off at the London Stadium as it's West Ham United against Aston Villa. Before we introduce the teams, I would like to introduce a face and name you're familiar with, my co-host Gonzo. How is oneself?
That was a very interesting introduction. I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Um, Good, as hence the interesting introduction. I think it
In a good
reflects
mood.
I think I've got a little bit of, not expectation, but I'm looking forward to the game even more now that the lineup's come out, actually, because I think in recent seasons, I think under David Moyes, we had a settled 11 for large parts. You know, it was going to be Souček and Rice in midfield, for example. You knew who you were going to get. But I think post David Moyes, the 11 changes quite frequently. We've not really had too much of a settled team. And I think at the minute it feels like we should have a settled team. It feels like the 11's starting to find itself. But it doesn't necessarily mean that Nuno's always done that. Hence, last week we had the Rodriguez thing. So the team coming out is almost like half the battle for me. I get a little bit worried, a bit excited to see it.
Yeah.
So today when the lineup come out, I thought, oh, hello. Fancy a bit of this. It's not exactly what I wanted, but it's exactly, well, possibly the 11 is exactly what you wanted.
Yeah, it is, which, it doesn't happen very often, does it? And obviously, as would be the case if he matched any individual's idea of what the team should look like, it makes sense. And that's ideally what you want, is when you're looking at what a manager's doing and it makes sense to you. And, it's, I don't want to say square pegs in square holes because we don't know who's going to be playing right. We don't know who's going to be playing as a striker.
I'm quite confident we know.
So what do you think Bowen will play right, and you'll think Paqueta will play as the false nine? Yeah. But it does look like our best team. It really does. I'm really happy with Wilson being on the bench. I'm really not to say anything derogatory about him at all. I'm feel very pleased, very blessed that we got him, actually. But we've asked too much of him. We've asked too much of this injury-prone player, and he's far better than I thought he was. I thought he was finished. I really did. I didn't think he still had Premier League goals in him. Well, he does, and that's really good. So for him to come off the bench, I think gives us a threat. It's been a long time. I've not even seen the bench, actually. I only know the first team, but I'm assuming he's on the bench. Not too often we've looked at the bench and think, oh, okay, there's somebody on there that we'd like to bring on to impact the game. So I think that's good. But there's a youthfulness to this team. I didn't feel that. Put Paqueta to one side and his histrionics and his silliness, but it's not just because of that. It's because quite clearly Nuno thinks he's his best player. So you've got to take him out of the equation because you just think, well, he's going to start him anyway. But none of Potts, Fernandes or Magassa deserve to be out of that team. Now, last week was different because I'm guessing he thought it was fixture congestion and there was some fatigue or something going on. There was the mention that, maybe even Magassa might have had a strain or something. Yeah, that was it. None of them deserve to be out of that team. And so that's really, really good. And I don't think that's necessarily something that we've seen. And what you said at the start of the video is very, very true. That since Moyes, we haven't really had a settled team. And I think if you can give people a chance, which is what he does, if you can introduce people from the academy, but also if you can reward people that play well for you, like he is clearly doing with Potts, like he's doing with Fernandes, like he's doing, it would seem with Magassa. Now, you can do no more than that as a coach. So, yeah, I like this team. Makes absolute sense to me. I really like it.
Right, we'll discuss the team in a second. Before we do, we're going to promote Patreon later on in the video, but I'm not going to be able to get this comment unless I click on it now, which is from Matthew, who is a patron of Hammers Chat, who says, here at the London Stadium, waiting for kick-off, you made my boys' year. Thanks again for the tickets. Come on, you irons. We did a ticket giveaway. We do a ticket giveaway for most home games. Matthew was the winner, and it's his son's first proper game. That's how Matthew described it to me. So I assume he's maybe been to a friendly or something before, but this is his first game, proper fixture. So Matthew, if you're still listening, hope you and your boy enjoy it. Anyway, and let's read out the starting 11 for West Ham for anyone listening and not watching. Although the graphic is on your screen, the bench is scrolling along the bottom of your screen as well. In goal for the Hammers this afternoon is Alphonse Areola with Adam Wan-Bissaka at right back, Mav Panelson today, but centre back, and we got Juve at left back. The final fixture for our two fullbacks before they go and represent their countries at the African Cup of Nations. In midfield, we've got Gonzo's favourite double pivot of Freddie Potts as well as Magassa. I think we've got Bowen on the right, Somerville on the left, Fernandes in the number 10, and Lucas Paqueta as the false 9. It may not be that. We'll get your opinions in the live chat in a second, but that's certainly how I view it. The bench for West Ham. Hermansen's on the bench as well as Kyle Walker-Peters. Kilman and Igor are on the bench, but potentially the big news is the return of Ollie Scarles. He's on the bench for West Ham this afternoon. Rodriguez, Kante, Souček, and also Callum Wilson make up the bench. Now, we'll discuss that substitutes in a second, Gonzo, because I think we're both going to have a little bit of an issue with his selections on there. While we're happy with the starting 11, we may not be happy with the 9 that he's got sat next to him in the dugout from the start of this fixture. I'm pleased with the lineup, although it's not exactly what I wanted. I think this would have been my second choice, if that makes sense. The first 10 I'm really happy with. I'm really pleased to see Fernandes in this role. And I think, weirdly, it puts the pressure on Paqueta a little bit. Because what if Fernandes has a fantastic game today and we lose or whatever, and it's like, right, we need to get Wilson back in the team. Well, his role, his position, he may find it's gone. So he's not going to replace Jared Bowen, so can you replace Somerville? Well, what happens if Somerville has a good game? So in a really weird way, I think the pressure's on Paqueta a little bit to perform, because while Nuno's made it clear that's his most important player, I think when we play Wolves and Burnley, he might drop Magassa or Potts to accommodate them all.
I agree. I think he would, yeah.
But Man City next week, I don't think he's dropping either Potts or Magassa, all things being well. I think they stay in the team, and it's one of the attacking players that missed that game in particular. But I'm really looking forward to seeing Fernandes in there. Potts and Magassa are going to have a difficult game against this Villa team. In fact, they all are, but the midfield's going to be crucial. And I'm really pleased with that trio: Magassa, Potts, Fernandes. Oh, we could see some really good stuff
good,
today.
Isn't it? It feels like a good team. It does.
Yeah, sometimes it feels a bit like the best of a bad bunch, but not today. Yeah. Today doesn't feel like that. Today feels like 3 really good midfielders.
Yeah. It makes you more confident. It definitely makes you more confident for this.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it more. We could play good football today. It might be defensive, but we might be really good on the counter attack. We might get the ball and start pinging it around at times. But that midfield, as in the middle and the attack, and also Paqueta up front. Whilst I think we're going to miss a natural number 9.
Yep.
There will be some perks to having Paqueta as striker. And that football that they should be able to play between them, that 6 players, should be really good. And also, let's not pretend our fullbacks are poor going forward. Or perhaps we didn't say they're excellent, but they can hold their own. They're both capable of doing the 1-2s and playing down the wings and stuff like that. That's a good midfield out there today. So I'm pleased with what Nuno's gone, because I consider this to be quite attacking. I'm happy with how attacking it looks on paper. Of course, intent is a different conversation. And we are up against a bloody good Aston Villa team today as well. We are not. It's easy to play a team like that when we're hosting the likes of Burnley or Wolves, where we are expected to win. But I think Villa are expected to win. Up against a good team, it's not a defensive starting 11. So I'm happy with it, to be honest with you. This is what I'm trying to say badly. Fortune says it better. Picked a team to win and not just to not lose.
Yeah, as I think it was James mentioned it earlier on, he needs a win. You know, it would help us hugely. He's not won enough, but he has definitely improved things. That much is clear, and maybe the points tally's not demonstrated that. The form table's not bad because it's not punctuated with loads of losses, but yeah, I agree. What I really like about this as well, and you just spoke about the fullbacks, and I'm just thinking about it. There's so many of the players in this team are capable of getting man of the match. And that's not always the case in a West Ham team. I mean, same with fullbacks. Wan-Bissaka. Nobody would be completely surprised if Wan-Bissaka got man of the match today. But the majority of them can in this game. It's It's really good. I'm not looking and not seeing a Kilman in there. You know, you're not seeing a Ward Prowse in there. You're not looking at people thinking, well, you're just going to struggle today. And people might struggle. You know, there's, Aston Villa are a better team than us. So, mate, but you're not looking at it thinking it's nailed on. You're not watching it from, behind the sofa sort of thing. There's a lot to look forward to in this game, actually.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Someone commented earlier, saying man of match from Todibo today. Again, you wouldn't be surprised.
Huh?
Yeah, fine enough.
Why not?
To the live chat, a special one. We see your comments about pots and stuff. Please stop repeating the same comments every 10 seconds because we consider that as spamming. Now, I'm not going to block you because I know you're a good subscriber and you comment on lots of videos, but please just stop repeating the same thing over and over because you make it less enjoyable for others in the live chat. That's your warning. Right then, Aston Villa team. Would you like to know who's starting for Villa? You've probably already seen it. It's been on the graphics.
It's up on the screen, isn't it? Yeah, but go read it out for everybody, mate.
Just a reminder: the graphics on the screen. Myself and Gonzo have no control over them because they had Somerville up front. Now they've got Bowen up front. Up to trying to work out what's going on at West Ham. But me and Gonzo don't change the graphic. Who do you think is up front? By the way, I think it's Paqueta. Who do you think?
No, I also think it's Paqueta. Yes, it was. I would have done something different, but you can't have it all your own way. I'm delighted with that team. So yeah, I would have swapped it around a little bit. Maybe put Bowen more central. But yeah, look, it's fine. I do think Paqueta will be the guy.
Of course, Liam, we will be doing a bet later on in the game. Just let us rattle through the Villa team, and then I want to discuss the bench.
Lovely car. Sorry, I've just got before you do that. Look at that car. That's a lovely car there, Aaron.
Is it his car, or has he been?
Car? Or yeah.
You've been at a museum and took a picture or something. Let us know, Aaron.
I don't even know what it is. Lovely, no?
Yeah. While you're letting us know, the Villa team in goal is Bizot. Martinez is unavailable today, so Bizot continues in goal for Aston Villa. Mike Cash at right back with Konsa next to him, and then Lindelof at left centre back with Maatsen at left back for Aston Villa. Kamara and Onana in midfield with Tielemans a little bit more advanced than those two in that number 10 role. Rodgers on the left, McGinn on the right, and Ollie Watkins up front.
Such a good team. It's such a good team. It really is.
Okay, right. Can I play a little game with you?
Yes. I know what you're going to play. And it's not how long would I watch them for in the garden?
What's the game?
Well, you're going to do Aston Villa, West Ham. What players would I have?
Yeah. So,
combined 11. Yeah.
Because I'm genuinely interested here. And for you watching live, please count them up in your head and let us know your final score at the end. Because I think it's going to be quite close. So, Bizot or Areola, who would you prefer?
I've not seen enough of him, mate. I've got to say Areola because I've not. If it was Martinez, wouldn't even be close.
Right, 1-0 West Ham. Wan-Bissaka or Matty Cash?
Wan-Bissaka, of course. Let's not be silly.
2-0 West Ham. Konsa or Mavropanos?
No. My centre backs would be Konsa and Todibo.
That's okay. That's Todibo's the left centre back, so that's 3-1 West Ham. Left back, Diouf or Maatsen?
Maatsen.
You do like Maatsen. 3-2. Right, into midfield, pick two from Kamara, Onana, Magassa and Potts.
Onana, definitely. First one in there. Kamara, probably. Yeah.
So you'd go with those two?
Yeah, go with the Villa midfielders, yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7. That's 4-3 Aston Villa now. John McGinn or Jared Bowen?
Oh, Bowen.
4-all. Fernandes or Tielemans?
Tielemans. But I'll tell you what, if he keeps going...
Somerville or Rodgers?
Rodgers.
And then Watkins or Paqueta?
Watkins.
Yeah, so they've clinched it in the end, but what was that? 7-4 Aston Villa?
Oh, well, some of it's close. I mean, I could have been persuaded. I do need to see a bit more of Magassa, but yeah, he might have got there alongside Onana. And it wouldn't. I wouldn't take much for Fernandes to go in ahead of Tielemans.
As I was saying, also it's the way that Villa have played today. Say Tielemans was next to Onana, but then you had Gassand playing or something instead. You'd pick the West Ham player, wouldn't you? So there you go, 7-4. Perhaps wasn't as close, but I tell you what, if we did that a month ago, I think it would have been 11-0 Aston Villa. To be honest with you, but you've seen the Villa team. Sure. Anything you want to say before we talk about the West Ham bench?
No, sorry. I was just someone's talking about James talking about Game of Thrones. No, I've got massive admiration for their manager. Really, I just like everything he does. I like the way he goes about things. And funny enough, we were talking on the preview about how he runs that club. And then when I was driving back this morning, driving back here, I had the radio on, and they had I don't know who it was, they had an Aston Villa commentator or somebody who's involved in the press, and he was actually talking about it. He was talking about how much Emery runs that club and how much he gets his own way, and how it was him that ultimately decided that the sporting director had to go and that. So, yeah, I mean, but I'll tell you what, as good as they are, I really like our team. I really do. And yeah, Villa did win it when you did the head-to-heads there, but we still got a good team. And, and you have to think about that. Just goes to show we do have some good players. Now, we don't have a good squad and we don't have a balanced squad. And we will talk about the bench in a minute, but there's not loads to do. If we could bring in 3 good players in January, and they'd need to bring in 3 good players because we're in trouble, and the board needs to back the manager. We don't look like a bad team at all, and they're so young, so many youngsters in that team. It's crazy. It's crazy, really. It's amazing how quickly it's shifted over the space of a year.
Yeah, there's a little bit of optimism in the live chat as well, I'm detecting. Some people fancying us for a win. I think everybody's just got a feeling. Everyone's just like Ryan's in there. I've got a really good feeling we're going to win. That's Ryan's comment. Sam said we're winning today. I think there's a little bit of people are just feeling it. I think this is a good thing that Nuno's done, because sometimes he's put out starting 11s. Even last weekend, right? We played well against Brighton, in my opinion. But when 11 came out, everyone went, "Oh, what?" So we don't have that today. It comes out. Most people are quite happy. Hello, here we go. So yeah. It's interesting.
Good.
But the West Ham bench, so I do have some complaints, Gonzo.
Yep.
While we've praised Nuno a lot and whatever, I'm just not keen on this. I just don't think we need Kilman and Igor on there.
No.
We've got Walker Peters can play both fullbacks, but I think it's important to have Scarles on there to get his fitness up, because you'd imagine plan A next week is to play Scarles and Walker Peters at fullback. So having him on the bench makes sense, but I don't think it's necessary to have Kilman and Igor. And then you just look at the rest of it, and it's so light in attack. There's Callum Wilson, and that's it. And I know Souček's been used as a sort of false 9, whatever, by Nuno, but he won't be today, because if we're losing, Wilson's the one coming on, not Souček. Yeah. So he's going to come on in midfield, and I just don't think you need Souček, Rodriguez, and Kante on there.
There's no winger.
Yeah, or there's no Earthy, there's no Guilherme. It's just, I mean, to be fair, that's only 2 players you could really put on the bench. That's not there, but
yeah, well, clearly, I mean, it's funny because you hear for so long that Guilherme's on his way out in January, and then he gets a start, and you think, oh, hold on, maybe this is not the case, and then he sort of disappeared from trace. We saw him. Anyone that saw the training videos, if you could work out how to work the website, he's involved. He's involved in it. He's in training, Guilherme.
So is James Ward-Prowse, though.
It's true.
I felt really bad when they took that cricketer around Rush Green, and James Ward-Prowse was one of the first people to go over and say hello, and I thought, he's such a nice person.
He's really nice guy. Yeah.
I almost wish he wasn't, because then I wouldn't like. So I feel a little bit sorry for him. So I'm really pleased he's not in the team and stuff. But I do think,
well, you can either wish that he's an arsehole, or you wish he's a brilliant footballer. Well, that's the one.
Yeah. But yeah, the bench is a bit disappointing, and Fulkrug's another one. He was not on the bench against.
Forgot about him.
Off the bench, then he was back on the bench, then he was off the bench again. So,
but this is why he needs his own players, Gio. This is why he needs his own players, players that he likes, who he's going to be happy to have on that bench.
I have to say, what Sam says here, which is the bench is a direct message to the board by Nuno. They need to spend money, and I don't mind it. Now, what I will say is that when that suggestion comes around in regards to the starting 11, I immediately dismiss it. I ain't buying it. I don't buy the the lineups at Brentford and Leeds. One of the suggestions was maybe he's sending a message. I think I'm not having that, because, and if it is, he deserves sacked, right? If he's going to make a point in a game like that, sack him, because his job is to do the best for West Ham United, and making a point is not doing that. So when it comes to starting 11, I just think that's the starting 11 that Nuno thinks is going to win the match or achieve what he wants to. It might just be a draw. The bench, however, I am willing to accept and concede and actually agree with Sam that maybe he does send a message by who he has on the bench, or perhaps more importantly, who he doesn't have on the bench. So I do think, you look at that bench, I think he's saying to Sullivan, Fulkrug, Ward-Prowse, Guilherme, get him gone. Get him gone. And that's why I'm not too sure about the Hermansen rumour, because if Hermansen was on his way out in January, I'm not sure he'd be on the bench. Because if he's willing to drop Fulkrug and Ward-Prowse and Guilherme and other players, why would he not drop Hermansen as well? So I don't know. That's just a completely different conversation. I've got you thinking, though. But I do think I agree with Sam. I think he's sending a message for some people, which is, I don't want these players. Get them out in January. I need these players. Get them in January.
Yeah, quite exciting when you say you say like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, not the bench I'd pick. I would really hope. You'd hope that they wouldn't need that though. You would really hope that actually when he was brought in, there would have been a conversation. We're going to support you. He'd assessed the squads after the first month. He'd have said, right, okay, I've had a look at everyone, given everyone a go. We need this, this, and this. You would hope that, because if he is sending a message, it means he doesn't like what he's heard back. Because if he's been told, yep, don't worry, yep, we hear you, 2 strikers and a winger, no problem, or whatever it might be, right? You can only assume if he is sending a message, and this is all a bit conspiratorial. I don't know that he's sending a message. We might just think that's the best bench. If it is, that means he'd have been told by the boards, well, no, we can't do that. We might be able to stretch to the striker on loan. But anyway, there you go. I'm inventing things now, but you wouldn't put anything past them, would you? Let's be fair.
You might be sending a message to the players themselves, which is like, you're not even on the bench. Go find a new club in January.
That's true.
Get on the blower to your agent and get out of here, kind of thing. It's 3 weeks till the window opens. Yeah. I think the thing is, though, with Nuno is A, he's been around the Premier League enough. So there's a good chance you'll know how our board operate. And B, even if he didn't, his coaching staff definitely know how the board operate. Now, they might not be able to say anything publicly, but privately, I'm sure they have similar conversations as to what some of us do. And
I'd love to hear someone in private conversation.
And for anyone that's been to an event with an ex-player, including recent ones, including players that have stopped playing for West Ham or retired in the last 5-6 years, basically, when these owners were here, I would suggest that they are more in line with the fans than not.
Yeah.
Now, I don't include the ones that still work with the club, because that's their employers. They can't. The ones that work the lounges can only say so much. But for those who have no affiliation to the football club anymore, and they're just a West Ham fan or just an ex-West Ham player, you will find that they will say things that are negative about the current West Ham board. So I think it's fair to perhaps assume that the coaching staff at the under 21s, or were coaching staff at the under 20s, perhaps also share the same thoughts as some West Ham fans do about it. They just can't say anything. But in Nuno's office, they damn well can say what they want, really.
If he's got an office, like a tent at the training ground or something.
They do have an office. We've seen the office at the London Stadium. It's quite big, to be fair. A couple of casting couches in there for
casting couch
when he gets hired out Monday to Friday, because we don't own the ground.
That's right. Lovely.
London Stadium makes a little bit of money. Hires out for filming activities if they wanted to. Anyway, right, we're going to put a bet together, but before we do that, can I just point you guys in the direction of our Patreon? I just got a simple question. Do you like Hammers Chat? The answer is yes, I like Hammers Chat. Then you're going to enjoy Patreon. I promise you, you will enjoy Patreon. If you like it when we go off on tangents and videos, you will love Patreon. You will absolutely love Patreon. Now, I'm not asking you to part with your money. Don't you spend a penny. I'm asking you to get someone else to part with their money so you can get Patreon. Hey, do you like where I'm going with this? You must do, right? We've got an offer on at the minute for anyone wishing to get someone else a year's subscription to Hammers Chat Patreon. 20% off. 20% off your subscription. If they go to patreon.com/Hammers Chat/give, now you're going to have to send them the URL, but you always get that question, don't you, this time of the year? What can I get you for Christmas? And you go, I don't...
It's the worst question. It's the worst question.
And you have to reply. You can't say anything else other than, don't worry about me. Don't spend your money on me. But really, you're like, oh, shit, I quite like this, but I can't really... What's the budget? Can I ask? Because if it's 20 quid, I'm going to send you something for 20 quid. But what I want is actually 30 quid. I don't know if I'm pushing the boundaries here, right?
So it's very hard to know, isn't it? It's
very
very hard to know.
So send them the link. Send them patreon.com/hammerschat/gift and say, I would love one of these. And you don't need to know their budget. Do you know why? Because we've got 3 tiers and all 3 tiers have 20% off. This supporters tier is less than £35 for a year's subscription. I can't persuade you, bribe you, threaten you more than I have in the last minute to try and get over to Patreon. If you don't believe me, there you go. Ryan said it's definitely worth the money. Ralph said, not me, not Gonzo, Ralph says, get Patreon, you tight arses. It's great and it's funny. Charlie,
well, I'll tell you what, that's it. It's great and it's funny. That'll do. I'll take that. Thank you.
There you go. Charlie spends, he's an addict. He pays top tier. £12 a month is the best one. £12 a month he spends.
Thank you, Charlie.
And Jordan's done it. He's keen. I'm assuming he means he sent the link to someone. So hopefully Jordan...
well, yeah. Father Christmas. It's that sweet. Dear Santa.
Avid said, can't wait to listen to the Dementia episodes naked. We'll probably hit a bit close to home. It won't. It's not.
No, yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
Sad.
It's not sad. There's some sadness in it, but yeah, we tried. Yes,
we've discussed dementia before from the effect it has on people. Yeah. This one's we're not discussing that in this one. We're discussing funny stories and stuff like that, but it's worth a listen. But anyway, there you go. We've done our best. Right then. Bet. Gonzo, what are you fancying?
Oh yeah. This is a tough one. I think we've got to go for a West Ham win.
Right. Okay.
Because so many people are fancying it in the chat.
Yeah.
I'm just reading what Ralph's written. Dementia episode, bloody funny. It doesn't sound right, does it? Anyway, but thank you, Ralph. Todd has said Paqueta to score, and I'm inclined to agree with him there.
Okay. Anything else?
Well, you go on. You choose something else.
Well, I'm a bit more stat-head than you, so I'm going to put Tielemans to be fouled twice.
Right.
Because he's playing in amongst Magassa and Potts, who are both capable of committing fouls. To be fair, we need one more thing. That's only £75, unless we just do 75 quid.
We might have sent up a chance of coming in.
Yeah, right, 75 quid. We need 3 things. This 3 things happen. Someone wins 75 quid. West Ham to win, Paqueta to score, and Tielemans to win 2 free kicks. That's it. Yep. Those 3 things happen. Someone wins 75 quid. To enter in the live chat, please put the following phrase.
Smile, you're on camera. Which sounds a bit wrong.
Get into the live chat. And if that bet wins, someone wins 75 quid. We were close to the Man U game. We were really close to winning it. And the worst thing is, it wasn't the Man U game.
I wasn't.
No, it was Brighton. It was last weekend. It was last weekend.
Because I'm not involved.
Yeah, because basically I made it with the live chat, right? So it was last weekend. So we did Bourne to score, West Ham to not lose. We did Somerville assist. Now he didn't get the assist, but Wilson came on for him and he got the assist, so it counted. But the thing that we lost on was the chat said, Paqueta yellow card. In the build-up, she said, I'm not sure about that because he's called at the referees. I think they're going to be a little bit with him. And I said Rodriguez, and I went with the chat and did Paqueta. But had I done Rodriguez, someone would have won 230 quid. So I was a bit frustrated. So hopefully today we go one step further and we get that win for someone. But not only would someone win 75 quid, it means that West Ham have won the match as well, which would be
I had quite a wild accumulator this week, to be fair.
What have you got?
Well, I can't even remember. I can't even remember after I've done it, but it was pretty wild, and it was dead after the first game.
So you did what? Brighton to win at Anfield.
I did have Brighton to beat Liverpool, actually. Yeah.
I think a lot of people did. It's just
but I did the score line as well, so I do the score lines on them all. So
it's just brought up on this
750 grand. It would have been.
Do you never think I'll just get rid of a couple and only win 50 grand?
only 50
Yeah,
grand.
well, yeah, because do you know when it's that much, right? I always think you're best
Yeah.
just removing some things, increasing the odds of it happening, and just only winning 50
Yeah.
grand.
Yeah. I know. I think it's a house really. I want a big house.
Well, that's the mad thing. You win 50 grand. There's not much you can do with it. Like, there's a lot you can do with it, but you can't buy a house with it.
You can't buy no. I don't mean I would love to win 50 grand. 50 grand would be really really nice. But yeah, it's yeah. I guess
You could with that you could maybe get your donkey sanctuary.
I could maybe get my donkey sanctuary, but I
You
probably
could
wouldn't be able to afford
definitely.
any donkeys.
You could. Well, Ward Price is available in
That's
January.
very good.
Come on, James.
Come on. That's a donkey.
and you would get your woodland, your little patch of woodland.
Do you know what? You're absolutely right. That is about the price of a woodland. I would do that. But yeah. Hey, look. Anyway, it doesn't matter because I wouldn't even have won the 50 grand because I got the first one wrong, and probably all the rest as well.
Maybe that's what you would have taken out your bet, though.
In fact, I had Arsenal to win 4-0 as well. That was one of them.
Yeah, I had Arsenal down for giving them a hiding. But anyway, right. And the preview, Gonzo, you said to me, I think we'll lose 3-1.
Yeah.
The teams have come out. Are you going to revise your prediction?
I'm not because I'm sick of doing it. But
you don't do it very often.
I don't change my mind very often.
You actually sit there and say what you've just said, but in a different way. You say, "No, I'm going to stay. I don't change my mind." Oh, blah, blah. You give a reason for not changing your mind.
Okay, fair enough. So I'm stubborn and I've got a bad memory. So
that's why we did the dementia episode.
It's true. Maybe I will then. Maybe I will. Maybe I'm gonna change my mind and I'm gonna go 2-0 West Ham.
Oh, do you know the thing, right? While we're all feeling happy,
yeah,
I am a bit nervous because if we lose and then Nottingham Forest beat Spurs and Leeds beat Brentford, we are 5 points behind the team above us. With Man City away next up.
Yeah. No, it's not.
That is a gap. And it wouldn't be, this week would not be enjoyable. And even if we drew and they won, it's still 4 points. I think we need to get a win, to be honest. It's a tough game, tough. I just wish there was, this is one of the most difficult fixtures we can have. The one thing I'm clinging to, and it's been mentioned a couple of times, which is they played on Thursday, so hopefully that'll help us. And I remember when we played in the Europa League, and even if we did make numerous changes, it would still impact you because the players that perhaps only played half an hour, they still travelled. They were still away from their family and stuff like that. They just didn't play as much minutes, but they were still everything else to go with it, that still applies to them. So I'm just praying. Villa's record against us is crap for some reason. Nuno's and Emery's got a very even record. There's some reasons to say we could get something today, but we need a weekend where we win, Forest and Leeds lose, and we've had the most difficult fixture, and that's today. If we win and Forest and Leeds lose against Brentford and Tottenham, we go, well, we had the hardest game out of the three of us, and we're the ones that's won. And I think that's when you go, yeah, we'll be all right.
Well, we've got Graham. Graham is a Forest fan, so I do apologise, Graham. We obviously we hope you'd lose today in the nicest possible way.
That's commitment from Graham. Forest kick off in half an hour. There must be a Forest channel doing a build-up show, surely, and he's chilling with us in the live chat. And sorry,
he's
Graham.
good. He's good. And let's be fair, I would, all things being equal, if we weren't in this mess, I would absolutely want Nottingham Forest to thrash Tottenham.
Yeah,
honestly, I would. Well, I don't think I'll just enjoy it as much as Graham, but if Nottingham Forest beat Tottenham 10-0 ordinarily, I would enjoy it almost as much as Graham.
Yeah. I don't disagree, but because of the situation we're in, we need Forest to lose.
We do.
Last question, Gonzo, before I let you disappear. I release you from being held hostage.
Thank you.
Bite size is saying, could Potts end up in the England 26 or whatever the amount you can pick is to go to the World Cup?
No. No, no. England have got so many players. He's got. I mean, so many. It's really, really unlucky with how actually England and Tuchel's, were very unlucky with just how good France are because France have got so many players. But once you look past France, England have just got so many. And I think Elliot Corey Anderson, of course, has really cemented himself in there. And you've got people like Cole Palmer coming back. Now, I know that's not necessarily going to impact someone like Freddie Potts, but you're going to have to find a space for him. And it's just more and more coming back. And crikey, there's even times where Bellingham's been left out of the squad and stuff like that. I just can't. No, I can't see a way that he gets in as we are at the moment. But he's 22, so he can still qualify for the under-21s, right?
Yeah, there's no chance of Potts getting to the World Cup. None whatsoever. We've even got a Bournemouth fan, Matt, who's been on the channel before, is in the live chat, just saying good luck today. That's when
who Bournemouth playing?
They're playing Man United tomorrow night.
Oh, good luck. Good luck to that. Yeah, hope you win.
We can hope Bournemouth win tomorrow night.
We can, yeah.
That doesn't impact us.
That
doesn't impact us.
No, good luck. Good luck to you.
Yeah. Potts has got no chance of going to a World Cup. Like you said, Elliot Anderson's got that position locked down, but even behind him, you've got Adam Wharton, who's struggled to get into the England team as well. I would suggest, this might be unpopular, but it's my honest opinion, I would suggest that Lewis Miley is further ahead than Freddie Potts at this point. I think his performances from Newcastle have been very, very good recently, and he's younger than Freddie Potts as well. And also,
what about Freddie McPotts?
Freddie McPotts. I mean, if he had any way that he could play for Scotland, I'd love him.
Would he get into Scotland squad? If he was Freddie McPotts?
This is not going to go down well with the subscribers. Not at the minute, no.
Freddie O'Potts?
He may be getting to the Ireland team. I don't know. I don't watch enough.
Freddie Potovic.
Yeah, he looked good in Romanian colour. Potovic. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Potterson. Yeah, you'll get in the Denmark team. Yeah.
There you go. Get your Freddie Potts based footballers into the chat and keep Gio company on the watch along. Yeah.
But no, I think I think if he might get into the England team one day.
Fans of Potts. Sorry, I'll stop now.
Yeah. Right. Anyway,
I'm going to go.
Well, Brian said you can bet he makes the 2030 World Cup. He might do. He'll be in his 26 years old at that point, maybe. But at the minute, Tuchel's very big, bar one or two people. I think he's very big on you have to be playing in European football. He keeps saying Champions League football, but I think as long as it's European football, I think he's okay with it. But until that's the problem with West Ham and not being in European competition. I'm hoping Tuchel goes away after the World Cup because he's bad news for teams like West Ham. Because if you do have aspirations of playing for England, you might find you're in trouble. That's why I'm pleased Bowen's in England squad because I didn't think he'd get in. But I'm not sure Bowen will be in England squad in March because Madueke's back.
Yeah.
Palmer's back. Saka's got that position. Bowen's one of the very vulnerable players in that current England squad, I think. So we'll wait and see. Lewis said Freddie Potadopoulos made it in the Greek squad.
I was just reading that one, yeah. That's a really good one. That's really good.
Potts G Sung.
Oh, this is good. So this is what I'm talking about.
Freddie Potosky.
Our subscribers. It's like with the herbs and the other one I did, honestly.
I have to say, Sam also said Freddie Potsky for Poland.
Yeah.
Alpha said Freddie Papadopoulos.
Daniel, this is very wrong, but very good. Pol Pot's Cambodian team. Naughty but good. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Good as God. This is where all the fun is. You got it good now.
Do you know where he wouldn't play it though?
Go on.
Sweden. Graham Potter would never call him up. Potter hates him. He would never get a game for Sweden. Anyway, right, Gonzo's going to disappear. Gonzo, thank you very much. I look forward to your review after the game. Mate. And hopefully you're right about your 2-0 revision.
Hopefully.
Perfect. Catch you in a bit. Ta-ra.
See ya.
Right then, just me and you guys now. Let me get rid of the earpiece that I had for Gonzo. We are 25 minutes away from kickoff at the London Stadium. Oh, my hearing aids threw by. I've taken it out and left it through by. Oh well. Guess I'm going one ear today. If I'm louder than usual, you'll know why. It's because I've only got 50% of my hearing capacity. Right then. Let me turn to live chat in just a second. Let me get rid of that. Let's see what you're all saying. It's all pot stuff. Now it's all pots. Anything about the game? What do you reckon? Visitor saying, do you reckon we played a 4-4-2 diamond? I can see what you're suggesting. I think we'll just have what it is on the screen. I think Paqueta will be the false 9. Bowen and Somerville in their best positions. Potts and McGass in their best positions. And I think Fernandez possibly in his best position as well. Hammer GR said if Potts was Swedish, he would get all the friendlies and no call up for the tournament. Brilliant. He'd play all the qualifiers as well, wouldn't he? And then tournament comes round, left out completely. Henrik Rodriguez is called up instead. Jonas saying, why do you think he brought Kante onto the bench? I think they just think that he's good enough for the first team eventually. Maybe not today, but eventually he'll be good enough for West Ham. And I think that's it. I think he picks the under-21 players to give him a chance. I think he picks the ones that he likes. But what I will say in regards to the under-21s is they come and go a little bit, don't they? You know, we've seen Marshall a few times on the bench, got off the bench a couple of times. He's disappeared a little bit. I think he's just been dropped. Guilherme had his chance, being dropped. Myers last week, not on the bench today, but that's because Scarles and Igor are back. So I think the youngsters, under 21s, will come and go on the bench. I think they'll have a few games and they'll come out and come back on. And if you can get on there and stay on there, I think Nuno really likes you. But I don't think we've had a youngster that does that yet. Obviously, Potts has got into the first team, but I do consider Potts to be more advanced than what some of the other one was. Even Kante is more advanced than some of them because he had that couple of seasons with Paris, although he didn't play loads due to, well, I assume, because he'd already joined West Ham. Gerard said another phone call celebration from Paqueta if he scores. Eddie saying, will you be playing the game? No. If we try and play the game, the channel will be shut down immediately and banned and deleted from YouTube for copyright. Sam saying, how's the new office going? It's okay. I added a plant. That's about it. To be fair, I'm just trying to do the rest of the house. It's just long. It's tiring, but I'll get there. The robins on the curtain pole are still there. I haven't really changed much since you last seen me. I just don't really have time, unfortunately. I'm hoping we've got her family are coming round on Christmas Eve. And so we've got to get the house ready for then, really. I want it to be nice for when everyone comes round on Christmas Eve. Graham says we're going to be dangerous on the break. Looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to it as well. I do. I think we'll be all right. Riz says if Potts keeps up to the end of the season, think he's got an outside chance. We've already discussed the England squad thing. Charles saying Kante physically can bully tired players from the bench. Yeah, I mean, under 21 level, he's just nothing for him physically. He just smashes everyone out of the way. And he looked okay at Old Trafford. He wasn't on for long, but he looked fine enough. Tommy says, I think we're gonna go with the 4-3-3 with Paqueta's false 9. I'm hoping they push Somerville and Bowen a little further forward for the counter-attack when Paqueta drops back slightly. I agree with what Tommy's saying. Matt says, Wilson should have started. Yup, I agree. Charlie said, love the lineup on paper, but it's all about bottle and intent. Hopefully Nuno's favourite white flag might be left at home. That's the thing, isn't it? It's intent. On paper, looks good. But we'll see. Gareth said, hope to see people not post the score before I call it. I don't, I know it might ruin it for you, Gareth, but I don't tend to look at the live chat when the ball's in play. If there's a substitution or someone goes down injured, that's when I'll have a look at the live chat. But I ignore it as much as I can so I don't get spoilers because I've only got the Sky Go app. So I will be behind 20, 30 seconds. Number 6 said, but it's yours. Exactly. Oh, trust me. I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. Hammer said, really like the team. Feel like set pieces will be keys. I'm hoping Potts and Juve are taking in swingers. That Villa defence isn't great, but the front 6 protects them well. I've done a bet personally. I've done Mav Panos to score a header today with Potts' assist. 60-1. It's going to happen. Not today, but it's going to happen at some point. Lewis says, obviously, we've improved a lot under Nuno and fans, for the most part, are happy. But at what point does he become under pressure? We continue to fail to pick up people. Possibly today. That's what I was speaking about earlier. There could be a gap tonight, and that's not good. Drods, there's the bench ticks along the bottom. I appreciate I'm clicking on comments at the minute, but like now, you have a look now. You'll see the bench on the bottom of your screen, but I'll read it out very quickly. It's Hermanson, Walker-Peters, Kilman, Igor, Scarles, Kante, Rodriguez, Souček, and Wilson. Alex said, not having Christmas this year, as I have to work Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and Boxing Day. I would say, oh, that's rubbish. Blah, blah, blah. But because I'm not a big fan of Christmas, it doesn't really, I don't know, I can't really relate just to how it feels to be missing it. Hammer said, really hoping Fernandes is central, won the ball back in good areas for us last week on several occasions. Yeah, I think he will be. I think he will be central. I want to see him in that number 10 role as and when he can get in there. It's going to be difficult because he's going to have to do the defensive side, but I'm hoping that he can get back, get stuck in, and you just maybe have a little look there to see what his odds are for tackles. No, they're on it. They know that he's good at tackling Fernandes. The odds are rubbish. Not bothering with that one. George said Christmas is overrated, but time off is nice. Rye saying a bet on Mav Panos header. You convinced me on the player ratings. Yeah, I think. Listen, it was a big miss, right? It was a big miss last week. Last minute, corner in, bang. Should have got it on target. Possibly should have scored, right? But when it comes down to corners, I want to see, I don't know how you would describe it. Is the delivery good from Potts? I think his in-swingers are good. There's some have hit the first man, 100%. But you know what? I watched Fulham yesterday. Harry Wilson hit the first man from corners. Declan Rice yesterday took a corner, hit the first man. How good's Declan Rice at corners these days? One of the best in the league. They all do it. I think Potts' deliveries from the left-hand side have been really good. And I think he's consistently hitting the same part, which is in line with the back post on the 6-yard line. I think that's where he's aiming for. And Mav Panos has got on the end of a couple. So I think the delivery's good. It might not be consistent, but it's good. I think Mav Panos is making the right runs and he's winning the headers. That, to me, all the ingredients are there for just one of them hitting the back of the net soon. I think he's going to score at some point soon, Mav Panos. We'll see. Pepper said, what's changed for Todibo? Why has he gone from 0 to hero? Well, his performances have improved. Weirdly, since moving to left centre-back, I think that's made a big difference. I don't know enough about Todibo away from West Ham to say whether playing on the right or playing on the left makes a big difference. His fitness has improved massively. 12 months ago, he couldn't play 90 minutes. He's playing an hour at the most. So that's helped. But he's turned into a fantastic player. And also, it's Nuno, Potter, Lopetegui, isn't it? Todibo under Lopetegui and Potter compared to under Nuno is a completely different player. So I think there's the manager to consider as well. I think there's a few contributing factors, but we'll never know all of the answer, Pepper. Bill saying Mav Panos does a good job when getting... sorry, there you go. His head on the ball for corners, not so great at getting them on goal. No, but not many centre-backs are. Not many centre-backs score 5 a season. Charlie saying Potter first 10 games, 11 points. Nuno's first 10 games, 10 points. He's already under pressure for me. I get it. I think we've improved the last few games. I'm still not over Brentford and Leeds. I just try and not go on about it too much. Avid said Walker, Peters and Scarles should get meaningful minutes today. We need to prepare for the next few weeks. I'm not too bothered about that. Obviously, if we're 3-0 down, then yeah, get them on. But if it's, the game's in the balance, I would make subs to win the game. And if it means Walker Peters comes on, great. But if Wan-Bissaka and Juve are having great games, I feel like that would be subs for the sake of it. And, well, it's not, because you've got an intent there. You've got a purpose. But that purpose doesn't override winning the match for me. So that's why I would... it depends on the game. Special one say moving in the right direction, but too slowly. And with African Cup of Nations coming up, it's an even further delay. Wilson should have started, and the only reason he isn't is because we're over accommodating Potts. Lee said, hope myself, Mrs. Gio and little one have a fantastic Christmas. What difference a year makes? Yeah. This time last year, I've been thinking this the last few days now, because I can still remember last year quite clearly. So the 11th was the Wednesday, 12th was Saturday, weren't it? Saturday, because it moves forward a day. So the 14th was 11, 12, yeah, 14th was a Saturday last year. So this time last year, actually it's quite special. On this date last year, we got to hold Grace for the first time. So she was born on the Tuesday and went straight into the incubator. I got to hold her for about 5 seconds, and then she got taken away. Lauren never got to hold her because of what had gone on. So the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we weren't allowed to hold Grace because she had to stay in her incubator. So I think the Friday we were allowed to open the door and touch her, but we weren't allowed to take her out. And then because she needed the oxygen. And then on the Saturday, we got her out for 15 minutes. That's all we were allowed, 15 minutes. So yeah, this time last year, that's what we were doing. We were sat there holding her for 15 minutes, and it was quite nice because we got to hold our daughter for the first time. But then the moment got ruined a little bit because the nurse said, "Oh, do you want me to take a photo of you?" Now we were a bit like, bags under our eyes and stuff. We hadn't eaten or slept for 4 days, but you're gonna say yes, aren't you? It's her first photo with Grace. So I said, "Oh yes, please." So I had her. Lauren's next to me. And the nurse took my phone. She went, "Oh, hang on a minute." And she came up to us and she goes, "Let me just hide some of the cables out of the way so the cables aren't in the picture as much." And it's like, you just really ruined the moment. You just reminded us that Grace isn't really well. And it just completely spoiled it. So my face in the photo, I'm like, I was trying to smile. But once she'd done that, I was just like, I just ruined it. Absolutely ruined it. Let me hide the cables from the photo. Nice one. But yeah, so that was a year ago now. So yeah, you're right. It is a bit mad what was 12 months ago. So this day, tomorrow last year, we got her out for 3-4 hours, but we made her worse. So she went back into a different NICU after yesterday. Anyway, right then. Irish says his baby girl was born a month before Grace. Puts all the football stuff into perspective. What's truly important. It does a little bit. Number 6, here's hoping that every year is better. Yeah, it is. It's improving all the time. It's improving all the time. She's getting better, and she eats her antibiotics. So that's half the battle. Giving her medicine's half the battle, isn't it? But she's give her antibiotics, and so there you go. Jordan's very surprised that we aren't in a back five. I would have been disappointed. I understand why he does it sometimes to accommodate players missing, Somerville, Paqueta. But when they're all available, which they are today, I don't want to see a back five because you'd have to leave someone else out. And he's not going to drop Bowen or Paqueta. So it would be one of Potts, Magassa, Somerville. I'd imagine you'd start Fernandez as well. And I don't really want to see that. Ogami, I can confirm she wore them for the last time last night. The Bobby Moore baby girl. It's 9 to 12 months. So she's quite a tall baby. So she's a bit tight on her now. So she's moving into the 12 to 18 months clothes now. So for the last time, she wore them last night. Ralph saying today is Billy Bond's day. Sky Sports useless. Yeah, it's not ideal, is it? But they've got a lot of games to cover at the minute. Tim saying, what's your thoughts on this team? I like it, Tim. But more importantly, what's your thoughts? Let me know. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know the live chat's thoughts about the team today. Irish saying, having Wilson and Souček on the bench is handy. I agree. And Irons Mike saying, Josh Sargent looks good. Could be great for us. Why? Why do you think that? I'm not saying you're wrong, by the way. Mike, it's your opinion. But I want to know why you think he could be great for us. And what is everyone else's opinions on Josh Sargent? I feel like his rumour has hotted up a little bit. Daniel saying, what do you think Bizot in goal will help us? I think Martinez is a better goalkeeper than Bizot. I don't think Martinez is as good as he was a couple of seasons ago. I think he's actually been a bit iffy this season. Still pulled off a couple of world-class saves, but I do think he's cost a couple of goals for Villa. But Bizot, I don't know. I remember his first game, can't recall who it was against. I thought he was fantastic. I was like, wow, who's this guy? It was at the start of the season because Martinez was expecting to leave, weren't he? So he wasn't playing at the start of the season. But I don't know. Since then, I'm not convinced by his performances. So yeah, I think, will it help us? Hopefully. But he's certainly not one of the best goalkeepers in the league, which I think Martinez used to be. Ghost saying, just hope we don't sit back if we are lucky enough to get a lead. Hasib likes a lineup, but Paqueta needs a good game. Alex saying Billy Bonds wasn't well known. Most people outside of West Ham wouldn't have heard of him. I think it depends on the ages. I think I've noticed that a few people who don't support West Ham that's mentioned Billy Bonds passing to me personally are older people, because they would have seen him play and stuff like that. You know, Lauren's granddad, he knows more about West Ham now than he did when I arrived on the scene. But he knows about Billy Bonds, and he knows about Jeff Hurst, and he knows about Frank McAvenny, Mr. So he actually, his knowledge of West Ham from, you know, the 80s and whatever is greater than it is of West Ham of the 2010s, for example. So I think it might depend on the ages. I think the younger generation of fans, people, if you're, in your 30s or 20s, you've probably never seen Billy Bonds play. So I get what you're saying, Alex. I think they perhaps didn't know much about him. Sam saying, I remember being impressed with Sargent when Norwich were in the Premier League last, but I haven't continued to follow his progress. Goal said, I hope you have a lovely Christmas. You put so much effort into Hammers Chat. I look forward to your videos every day. That's very, very nice. And it says, I don't know how you pronounce this. No leg Shona. Happy Christmas in Irish. I like that. And someone asked a question about Christmas Day. And I can answer it. But I can't find it anymore. The chat's moved. Where is it? Here we go. Keanu, thank you. Are you excited for your Christmas trim out, Charlie? Absolutely. I love Charlie. And I love doing a Christmas Day stream with Charlie. It's usually nice and fun. So I enjoy it. So hopefully there'll be a couple of hundred of us on Christmas Day for an hour in the live chat, and we'll do a couple of giveaways. I've got a couple of giveaways lined up for Christmas Day's live stream. A couple of physical items to hand to someone. Hopefully they like it. Stevie saying, not a bad 11, but we're chasing the game at half-time. I'd like to see Nuno be proactive and bring on Wilson, put Paqueta into number 10, Fernandes into number 8, and sacrifice Potts or Magassa. User said, I think we'll sit back and defend deep and try and hit him in the second half on the assumption they may tire later in the game. I would rather go at them early, as teams did against us after European football. Fred said, Villa will be up for it today. They brought back the big guns and want to stay in the top 4. Right then, I just want to say a massive thank you to Westwood Hammer for his £2 super chat. It says, Black Pepper Rihanna. You need to have seen Gonzo's videos this week to understand that one. Lucky Malden, thank you very much for a £10 super chat. It says, I bumped into Michael Antonio yesterday. He didn't want to do the hammer sign for the photo. Can't help but think he's sour the way it ended. Feel for him, miss him. Yeah, I think you're right. I think he probably does. I think he probably felt like he deserved a contract from West Ham because he's been with us for so long. He probably felt like he deserved a contract, comparable to what he was on prior to the end of the season to allow him to get back to fitness and stuff, and we didn't give it to him. So I think so. He's not been... Creswell's left, right? And there was that Thierry interview and stuff like that, and you can tell he loved his time at West Ham and stuff. We've not really had that with Antonio, and it is a shame. It is a shame. And listen, if we could have prime Antonio, he walks into the team. RDM is also Scottish Hammer. Thank you very much for £2 super chat, and thank you to everyone. And there's currently an applause at the London Stadium for Billy Bonds. I don't know if they're chanting. I don't have the audio, but the Billy Bonds tribute is going on at the minute at the London Stadium. And Jay, you're correct. He's training with Leicester City anyway. Michael Antonio. I hope he gets it. If he wants it, I hope he gets it. And I hope he goes on and smashes it. I've got nothing bad to say about him whatsoever. I wish him all the best. I was going to say something else, but I forgot. Oh, yes, there's the Super Chats. Thank you. But the Super Chats mainly from... I did the Under-21s watch-along during the week. And... against Colchester. And there was a few generous donations in there, which means that there's no adverts on today's watch-along. Thank you to everybody for the support. The Super Chats in previous streams mean there's no adverts today. Hopefully you got an advert when you first clicked on it, but you won't have any once you're in the video. We're 5 minutes away from kickoff at the London Stadium. If you're new to Hammers Chat, please do subscribe, and also please do drop a like on the video as well. So when anyone comes on to YouTube and types in West Ham Aston Villa, it could be up on YouTube. And Lucas is confirming something. Have a look at the screen as they unveil a massive Billy Bonds tifo in front of the Billy Bonds stand. That is tremendous. Absolutely love that. The club get a lot of criticism, and at times they deserve a lot of criticism. But when it comes to stuff like this, I think the club are good at it. All the players coming out onto the pitch now with the number 4 on their jacket. I like that. Again, another nice touch from the club. They do tributes like this usually really, really good. Paul, did my Super Chat come through? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it, Paul. Sorry. Was it today or was it previously? Can't see anything. Rob saying, I'm afraid if you're a Hammer and you don't know Billy Bonds, you're not a real Hammer. I think everyone does. I think when Alex commented earlier about people not knowing Billy Bonds, I think he was referring to non-West Ham fans, I think. I think. I'm very, very confident that's what he was referring to. Anyway, just a reminder of the teams this afternoon. Areola in goal for West Ham. Wan-Bissaka, Mapanos, Todibo and Diouf at the back. Magassa and Potts in midfield, and I believe it's Bowen on the right, Fernandes in the number 10 role, number 8 role, and then Somerville on the left with Paqueta is a false 9. And for Aston Villa, Bizot is in goal with Cash at right back. We've got Lindelof and Konsa at centre back, Matson at left back. In midfield, they've got Kamara and Onana. Then they've got John McGinn on the right, Rodgers on the left, and Tielemans in that central role with Ollie Watkins leading the line. And as Rob said, Taylor is the ref. And you're right. I can't stand him. I cannot stand Anthony Taylor. Andrew said, I was lucky enough to see Billy Bonds play on a number of occasions. Hope the Gio family have a very happy Christmas and New Year. Thank you. But I hope you're not going anywhere, Andrew. Look, there's still 2 weeks till Christmas, right? I don't like it when people say, well, I do. It's a very kind message, Andrew, but hear me out. Hopefully this makes sense. I don't like when people say, hope you have a lovely Christmas on the 14th of December. Why, are you not tuning into any more videos between now and then? You can wish me Merry Christmas. Christmas Eve. There'll be a video going up on Christmas Eve. I'll be live on Christmas Day. Plenty of time. Don't go anywhere. Stick around. I need you. Billy Bonds' wreath coming out onto the pitch now, and I will just say this actually. Hammers United arranged a bit of a tribute for Billy Bonds. They got a wreath similar to what was made for Bobby Moore, and they were at the mural at Upton Park today. And quite a good crowd of people turned up for it as well. So they've done their own little tribute for Billy Bonds. It's emotional, isn't it? There's his daughters there and they're just holding back the tears. Bless them. Bless them, bless them. We've lost a good one. We've lost a legend. But as I say, I think the biggest compliment you can give him is whenever I've spoken to people that knew him, that played with him, played under him, the thing they always say, well, they always talk about how good a player he was and whatever. The biggest compliment I think they ever give him is they always talk about how good a person he was. And I think that's the biggest compliment you could give anyone, really, when you speak about just what a nice person. And then credit to the Aston Villa fans, they were all there joining in the applause for Billy Bonds as well. Most away fans do, but I always like to acknowledge it when they do. I think it's important. Rest in peace, Billy. Looked like a really good tribute from the club. Love that tifo. Absolutely love it. And it's one of them things we've got it now. Keep it. Use it more often. I would like to see us use tifo like that a bit more often. I know not everyone likes it. It's a bit manufactured, but I don't know. Whenever I watch Newcastle Champions League night and the players come out and they've got tifo in all four stands, I don't know. Even I get goosebumps, and I'm not a Newcastle fan. Right then, kick-off at London Stadium about to get underway. Fernandes will take kick-off for West Ham. The clock is ready. And I will have click on Lord's comments in just a second, because I would like to expand on what Lord has said. Come on, boys. Come on. A draw is a good result in isolation, but I think we need to win today, just to relax a little bit. Things could go wrong. We need Forest to lose, Leeds to lose later. Come on, boys. Big game. Good team we're playing, but we've got a good team out. Let's do this. Let's kick off at the London Stadium, and Lord said, rest in peace, Bonzo. Come on, you Irons. This is for him. And just to say that, when we played Liverpool on the day past, I didn't feel like we got a performance that paid respect to Billy Bonds. We need to do that today. We need to put in a performance fitting for what today is. You want that conversation? Oh, here we go. He's nicked it. Fernandes. It's Fernandes. Yes! 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 30 seconds on the clock and we're winning already! Fernandes! Yes! Yes! Oh, I love him! I absolutely love him! I love Fernandes. Right, that's it. We win today. The Fernandes signed shirt. I'm getting it. It's going there. Mrs. Gio, put on the Christmas list. Villa just McGinn gives it back to Cash. He gives it to Konsa. He tries to play out of trouble into Kamada to Cash. Goes back to Konsa. Fernandes is pressing him. Gets it. And it's a great finish. And it's a fantastic finish by Fernandes. Really poor defending by Villa. Just trying to play it out the back. Fernandes and Somerville pressing between them. He's pinched it. And he's finished it. We're in the lead against Aston Villa. Do you reckon Nuno's tempted to make a sub already? Right, that's it. Somerville off. Get Kilman on there. 5 at the back. Let's go. Ah, it's a great finish. Oh, brilliant. Mrs. Gio. I need it. I need my Fernandes t-shirt. Right. We are in the lead. Come on. I was just saying that in years to come, if you ever mention the Billy Bonds tribute, you will know what the score was. You will say, oh yeah, that game we such and such against Aston Villa. We need to win. So if ever someone goes, oh, the Billy Bonds tribute, the people there go, yeah, and we went on to beat Aston Villa. I did 114 out of 16. We played them, beat them 2-1, went on to stay up. Today's already been an event for Billy Bonds, but let's make it an even bigger event. The day we beat one of the most informed sides in football. Great ball there by Consent to Onana. Good turn away from Jared Bowen. Matson coming down the left. Out to Morgan Rogers. Onana puts it through for Matson, but Mavropanos gets across well, and Magassa helps cover Mavropanos. Good play, those two. Mavropanos gives it to Adam Wan-Bissaka, plays off Rogers, and West Ham get a throw in just inside our own half on our right-hand side. Come on, boys! Come on! Just want to say, Avid, thank you so much. For the $10 super chat towards the Fernandes shirt van. Thank you. I will actually get one. I'm going to save up my pennies, right? I'm going to save up my pennies. They're not cheap. And I've not been able to get my hands on Fernandes yet. I can get my hands on most players, but I haven't tried Fernandes. I'm going to have to do that. Save up my pennies and see if I can get a Fernandes shirt. Get up. Matson coming forward for Aston Villa. Out to Morgan Rogers on the left-hand side up against Adam Wan-Bissaka. He gives it back to Matson. And they go back to Lindelof and start again. Bowen pushing high up. I have to say, Bowen and Somerville are quite narrow, actually. Whenever Villa have got the ball at the back, Somerville and Bowen are pushing up, and sort of Paqueta's dropping back a little bit. And I think what we're doing here is we're trying to get Bowen and Somerville to pass the centre-backs and put Paqueta on Onana or Kamara to try and stop them playing it into midfield. Force Villa out wide. The only problem with that is I think they're quite good out wide. I think, Matson and Cash can be quite good. But Somerville and Bowen are going to have to do a lot of running, and Fernandes and Magassa are going to have to do a lot of covering as well. But I thought they did well against Brighton, those two. Fernandes there conceding the free kick on John McGinn. As there's an applause around the London Stadium for Billy Barnes in the 4th minute. Thank you. Thank you so much, number 6. £4 for Bonzo and our goal tally today. I've never ever thought a donation was like poetic, but £4. Yeah, I like what you've done there. I like that one. Thank you, number 6. Very, very kind of you. Very generous. 5 minutes on the clock. 1-0 West Ham United. Come on. This would be huge. And there's a long way to go. Long way to go. We're up against a very very good team. But if we could win today, it would be massive. It would be absolutely massive. Ariola goes long, looking for Jared Bowen. Doesn't get there, but neither does... Well, he's committed a foul, Jared Bowen. No, he hasn't. He's just stopping the play because Onana's gone down holding his head. Maybe he does give the free kick. Yeah, he has given the free kick. Which Conser takes and goes out to Matson. And out to Rogers on the left. He's enjoying a lot of the ball, Rogers, but he's not done anything with it as yet. Although it was quite a nice pass to Matson earlier, but it was well defended. And I think this is going to be a little bit of a problem for us with Somerville and Bowen. There's a lot of space for the Aston Villa fullbacks. Tillman slides in and gives it to Matty Cash, who comes down the right. Somerville's getting back to help out. Lee said, don't know what's worse, being an early goal up or down. Brilliant. Only West Ham fans can get that. Rogers flicks it to Matson, who's had quite a prominent start in the opening 6 minutes here at the London Stadium. He's giving it back to Rogers. Them two are linking up well. Bowen's gone back to help out Wan-Bissaka. Villa just patiently playing around at the minute, as they often do. Matson tries to give it to Rogers. It's overhit and it's out for a throw-in. Lovin's Granda, who is a Man U fan for context, has said, 37 seconds, I thought I was having a bad dream. Long way to go, Mr. Gio. I love that finish. It's an absolutely brilliant finish, that is. Really, really good. Right, Tadeo with a header forward. Somerville was in an offside position, so he allows it to run through to the Villa defence. And it's played out to Matty Cash. Kamara puts it into Tielemans. Tell you what, it's easier to do the watch along here than it is for the under 21s the other night, because I don't know any Colchester players, and also the stream kept breaking from Sky Sports. Onana pops out to Matty Cash on the right. He comes forward, and I'm trying not to repeat myself, but I am a little bit worried about how much space the Aston Villa fullbacks are getting. McGinn's on the ball. Fernandes is with him, and McGinn has to go backwards because there's no options ahead of him. Cash out to John McGinn. Whips it in, and for fuck's sake, it's 1-1. Watkins has scored. Well, that was an enjoyable 8 minutes. Let's watch a replay here. It didn't look too dangerous. Cash just gave it to McGinn. McGinn's not in a dangerous position. Gets on his left. Great cross in. And I'm not sure if it hits Watkins or Mavropanos. I'm going to have to watch a replay. It hits Mavropanos, I think, in the back. I think it would explain the lack of reaction from Watkins when it hits the net. Yeah, I think it hits Mavropanos in the back. There's nothing he can do. He's contesting with it. Watkins doesn't get it. It hits Mavropanos and goes in. That's a bit frustrating. Anyway, Potts and Fernandes playing it quickly, but they've lost it. Konsa feeds it into Ollie Watkins. Potts with a great tackle. And Magassa picks up the loose ball and comes forward with it out to Paqueta, who's dropping deep here. Bowen's now central. Wan-Bissaka picks up and gives it to Jared Bowen, who's surrounded by Villa players. He's done well to wiggle away from Ian Matson. Looks for the run of Wan-Bissaka. Lindelof intercepts though. And plays it to Matson, into Rodgers and into Tielemans. He gives it out to Matty Cash. And I'm not even going to tell you what's happening, but there's perhaps a little bit of space for Cash. Long ball for Rodgers, a bad ball for Rodgers, as out for a throw to West Ham. Just inside our own half on our right-hand side. A bit of a blow for us, but it's 1-1. We're not behind. And I'll be honest with you, I was never confident we would keep a clean sheet today. Even when we went 1-0 up, I wasn't confident we'd finish the game 1-0. It's just unlucky. I don't have any complaints about the goal conceded. Well, could Juve have closed down McGinn? Possibly, but I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'd be picking on him a little bit. Anyway, we took the throw in and we've got another throw in. Wan-Bissaka goes down the line to Somerville, who tries to spin Lindelof. It's well defended by the Villa centre-back, though, who comes out with the ball and gives it to Konsa. And Jared Bowen is quite unhappy with something there. He's shouting at Andy Taylor. Did look like it might have come off Lindelof's arm, and I think that's maybe what Bowen's complaining about. But Villa come away with the ball. Even though there's been 2 goals, I think it's been quite a low tempo so far from both teams. Neither playing with a lot of pace. Villa just playing around patiently at the minute. Matty Cash puts it down the line for Tielemans. Can't get on the end of it, and it goes through to Areola. He keeps it in and gives it to Mavropanos. Wan-Bissaka, a bit of an iffy ball to Magassa. He's shielded it really well from Tielemans, and he's given it out to Juve. Good use of his body there from Magassa. Wasn't the best pass in the world, but it works, so I can't complain too much. Fernandes and Paqueta just doing a little 1-2 between them for giving it to Potts. And now it's West Ham's turn just to move the ball about at the back patiently. Somerville and Bowen still quite narrow here. Wan-Bissaka and Juve trying to provide the width for West Ham. A lot of bodies in that central column of the pitch for West Ham. In fact, only Juve and Wan-Bissaka is not in the middle third at the minute, vertically. Somerville is on the ball. Gives it to Paqueta, who gets it back. A lot of passes from West Ham. We haven't really done much with it, but everyone's enjoying a touch of the ball. Out to Wan-Bissaka, who might run at Rodgers here, and he does, but the Villa midfielder gets a toe on it just to prevent Wan-Bissaka from taking it where he wants to. However, he retained the ball, and we've gone back to Tadebo, and we'll try the left-hand side now as Juve is up against McGinn. Villa happy to let West Ham have the ball, where Fernandes tried to give it to Bowen there. He couldn't quite get on the end of it, and it goes through to Bizot, the Aston Villa goalkeeper. Villa happy to just let us have the ball, and they've got the ball back, but we're also happy to let them have the ball. 13 minutes on the clock at London Stadium. Bizot just waiting with it, luring Bowen in, and it's worked because he's just dinked out to Maatsen. He's got to halfway line unchallenged now, but Magassa does apply a little pressure, and he goes backwards. A little pressure on the ball. Villa have it at the back here, but we're not committing too much. Although we're going to have to here, because Kamada's just weaved his way between Somerville and Paqueta, and he's looked for Watkins, but Mavpanos pops it away, and Wan-Bissaka pops it down the line to Lucas Paqueta. But Onana comes over and fouls the player. Oh, it's gone out for a throw-in, apparently, to Aston Villa. Paqueta battling away, the loose ball falls to Fernandes, who gives it back to Paqueta. Bowen's moved into an offside position. Paqueta's given it to him, who's now onside. Bad control by Bowen. Tackle from Maatsen. It's a throw into West Ham. Just outside Aston Villa's box, down on our right-hand side. So a bit of an opportunity here for West Ham to maybe get some players at the pitch a little bit, which Wan-Bissaka takes to Paqueta. But it's given away, and now Aston Villa had the ball. You'd imagine they're going to just try and keep it in defence here. Magassa committed there, but Maatsen with a lovely little ball into Tielemans, and I don't think Villa made the most of that opportunity. I think Magassa had stepped out and left a bit of a space, but Villa didn't really try and penetrate that area. A bit too patient. If I was a Villa fan, I'd want to see a little bit more tempo, but Cash has got the ball now. But again, little desire from Matty Cash to push forward there. Now Maatsen's got it. Again, the Villa fullbacks are enjoying a lot of space here, but we've got a bit of a plan for it, because whenever Maatsen and Cash come forward, Magassa and Fernandes, whichever side it's on, it is in a good position. They aren't getting out there to close them down to prevent them from coming too far forward. And Somerville and Bowen are getting back occasionally to help out. It's definitely something that's planned, something we've worked on. I feel like the players are understanding their roles, but the issue is only takes one switch off and we're in trouble. Maatsen feeding a lovely little ball into Tielemans there, out to Rodgers on the left-hand side. Villa quickening the pace here, but it's fell to Fernandes, who gave it to Paqueta, gave it back to him, and it goes through to Alphonse Areola off the boot of Ollie Watkins. And we start again. 60 minutes on the clock, 1-1 at the London Stadium. A very, 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 very low tempo game. 2 goals, but both down to an individual mistake from Konsa, another one with a massive element of luck on the side of Villa as Mavpanos put it into his own net off his back. Apart from that, neither keeper having anything to do. Both sides sitting off, letting the opposition have the ball, and those with the ball, they're moving about nicely, and there's a lot of passing going on, but very little press, very little attempt to nick it off the opponent as Magassa and Paqueta play it around at the minute. Fernandes has it, who's seen a lot of the ball, into Somerville, who's seen very little of the ball so far. He's being hassled by Matty Cash, and he's having to go back here, Somerville, but he's done really well, even though Cash was nibbling away at him. But again, McGinn's now in a right-back position. Paqueta's sort of realised this and tried to find Juve, but McGinn did really well, all things considered. And Villa just playing around in their own box with Konsa and now Lindelof. A half-hearted press from Bowen there, but Villa manoeuvre it quite well. Parker saying, according to Yahoo Sports, Villa have 8% of the ball. That's slightly incorrect. The stats are on your screen now. These stats are from Opta, which I would argue is the best source for our statistics. Onana has a ball right in the middle of the pitch. Out to Magassa. Lovely ball into Tielemans. A good run. Mavropanos coming over to cover, and he does really well there. Mavropanos, he stands his ground, doesn't dive in, makes the interception, and it's a corner kick to Aston Villa. But a good run there by Tielemans, and good ball by Maatsen. I still have concerns in regards to their fullbacks. Where it's saying, the stats say Villa have 0 shots. They've not had a shot yet. Villa haven't had a shot. The stats are correct. 0 shots. Tielemans takes the corner. In swinger for Villa. He goes short to Maatsen. Back to Kamara. Out to John McGinn on the edge of the box. Who goes out to Matty Cash, who likes to hit it from distance recently, but he dinks it into the back post to Onana. It's over the bar. Okay, now they've had a shot. And I'd imagine the stats will say Villa have had a shot now. Unless the flag went up for offside. Let's have a look here. A warning sign there for West Ham, perhaps. Villa moved the ball really well on the edge of the box there. Juve got fouled, I think, by Rodgers. Let's see if the referee gave it. Yeah, he did. He gave the foul. So it'll still say no shots. Juve tried to get out to close Matty Cash down, and Rodgers just put his arms around him and dragged him to the ground, and the referee gave the free kick. And it was a free kick, which has ended up with Konsa clearing it down the line, and Todibo gives it to Juve, who's under no pressure, and he gives it to Mavropanos. Out to Adam Wan-Bissaka. Out on the right-hand side for West Ham. It's such a low-tempo game. 20 minutes in, there's not been, a tasty tackle to speak of. There's not been a shot. Fernandes scored, and there's not been a shot since for either team. Very, very uneventful opening 20 minutes at the London Stadium. And I imagine it's maybe, again, that'll suit both managers at present. I think Nuno will be happy with what he's seen. I think Emery might be as well. Magassa dinking over the top for Wan-Bissaka, but Maatsen does really well, and he gives it back to his keeper, who just clears it down the pitch. And Tielemans heads it down to Onana. Out to Morgan Rodgers. And Magassa covers really well there as Wan-Bissaka was caught up the pitch after his run. Bowen wins it back from Onana. Magassa, Wan-Bissaka, but Kamara intercepts. A bit of a poor ball from Wan-Bissaka there. And he goes back to Lindelof. And we start again. It's still a little bit slow. You'd imagine if you have Sky Sports and you've got access to all 4 games at the minute. I don't even know what the scores are around the grounds, but I imagine there's maybe a tastier game than this. And anyone picking West Ham Villa over Sunderland Newcastle when they don't support either team. Oh, that was a good ball in. Good ball in there. Villa just came down the left. Maatsen again with a lovely ball to Morgan Rodgers, who had a lot of space. Wan-Bissaka was caught out of position. Put it in with his left foot. Decent enough ball by Rodgers, but it's well defended by Juve to prevent John McGinn getting on the end of that one. And you can often see, I think you can often tell by the reaction of the other player if there's a good chance. And McGinn had head in his hands, smiling. His face told you that that was a lovely ball in by Morgan Rodgers. Matty Cash will take the corner on this occasion. They've switched up as Tielemans took the last one. Cash whips it in. It's deep. And it's over everyone. But it goes out for the corner. On the other side, Magassa got his head on it. Couldn't quite tell if he got something on it, but everybody said he did. No reaction from the West Ham players suggesting Anthony Taylor is incorrect. And Villa will take a corner over on their right-hand side. And I imagine McGinn will take it. I'll confirm in a second, but he usually takes the corners from that side. It is McGinn. He whips it in. Ariel gets a fist on it, but it falls to Maatsen, and the referee has given a free kick to West Ham as I think it was Morgan Rodgers who stuck his arse back in towards Ariel and Mavropanos. Just showing us the Villa goal again. Yeah, I feel unlucky. Mavropanos is really unlucky. Watkins has got in front of him, and I think Mavropanos has done what I would like my centre-back to do, which is if you can't get your head on it, make sure your opponent doesn't get his head on it. And he did that. he made sure Watkins didn't get it. The only problem was, whilst he was manoeuvring his body to give Watkins a nudge, it hit him in the back and went in. It's just unlucky. Anyway, West Ham have the ball at the minute. Freddie Potts giving it to Mavpanos, back to Fernandes. He's getting a lot of the ball. We just need to see better movement ahead of him so he can try and pick a pass. Paqueta on the ball now. Juve makes his run. Paqueta looks for him, finds him. He wants a penalty. Juve is adamant there's a penalty. Somerville wants one as well. Juve, great control, great ball in. Konsa heads out. It falls to Potts. Ball in. He's surely offside. No flag. I'm not celebrating. He looked offside. We're 2-1 up for now. We've scored. Bourne scored. Apologies for the lack of reaction. I thought he was offside. Now, the linesman didn't have his flag up. I mean, I think we're winning 2-1. Just watching this, I'll be able to tell you here. I hate VAR. So Paqueta puts the ball over the top for Juve. He looks onside. Tries to cut it back. Hits Matty Cash in the arm. Could have been a penalty. Juve with a wonderful touch and cross. Cleared by Konsa. Potts volleys it. Oh, he's well onside. Jared Bowen. Potts has a volley, and Bowen's just right in front of the goalkeeper. And he just flicks it past Bizzot, and it's 2-1 West Ham United. That's a legitimate goal. 2-1 West Ham. Get in! I hate VAR. Days gone by, I would have been able to celebrate that, but well, welcome to the modern game, where I'm reluctant to celebrate some goals. It's my honest reaction. Anyway, 2-1 West Ham. We're back in front. Jared Bowen with his 100th goal and assist for West Ham. Only Michail Antonio has more than him with 101. Well done to Juve there. That was great play. It was a fantastic run. A lovely ball by Paqueta over the top. Gets blocked by Cash, but that first touch from Juve was wonderful. They're checking. I imagine they're checking to make sure that Juve was onside, but I'm quite confident he was. It was close, but I'm pretty confident he's onside. Bowen's 100 miles onside. Yeah, goal given. The boys are in the lead again. Get in. Clinical. He's back. Our captain is back. Onana. He's getting pressured by Paqueta. I think there's a little bit of a switch. I'll tell you the switch in a second. See if you agree with me. I'll give you 5 minutes to agree or disagree, but I'll see what you're all saying. I think the switch, Nuno was just barking out some orders, and I think what he's just done now, I think up until now, he's been having Bowen and Somerville pressing from the front and Paqueta dropping deep, and I think he's just changed it. I think Somerville and Bowen have now gone as, traditional wingers, if you like, and they're going to protect Wan-Bissaka and Juve. And I don't want to describe it as a 4-6-0, but I think we are possibly playing 4-6-0 at this point. I think we'll see Magassa and Bowen in front of the defence, and Fernandes is tucking in there as well, and then we're going to see Somerville, Bowen out wide, and Paqueta as a very false nine, but we are in the lead at London Stadium. That's my switch. Let me know what you think. Has he done that switch, or am I seeing things? That's what I think anyway. Konsa's got it at the minute. Into Onana. Back to Konsa. West Ham 2-1 up. I'm buzzing. Come on, boys. Come on. Cash. Konsa. Lindelof. 2-1 West Ham. Come on. But now, Bowen nicks it. Well done, Jared Bowen. Cleared by Wan-Bissaka, but there's just no one up to clear it too, so it goes straight back to Villa. And this is where I'll say it. I don't mind. We are going to sit back. We've got to have threat. And what's pleasing here is with Villa have gone backwards, and Bowen has tried to push up with Paqueta there. So we're not parking the bus to the extreme yet. I think there's another couple of levels of parking the bus. But here's Kamara, cuts onto his left foot, gives it to Tielemans, looking for Cash, deflected away by Juve, well read by the left back. And Somerville gives Kamara a nudge and concedes a free kick. So we are going to defend deep. You've got to make sure that you can retain a threat on the counter-attack, and that's what I want to see. When we win the ball back, can we release Somerville, Bowen, Paqueta? Can we do that? I don't want to see... I think just when you park the bus, I think sometimes you can just hoof it down the middle of the pitch. And yeah, yes. Rehone, no hoof ball. That's exactly it for me. You're going to play deep, that's one thing, but not battering it down the middle of the pitch. We cannot have hoof ball. I don't want to see that. John McGinn with the free kick. Just inside our half. It's deep into the cross towards Onana. It's bouncing around. And it's a free kick to West Ham. And I have to say, we maybe got... Onana got a massive clattering from someone there. Potts got clattered too. But he's won it again now. That's 2 crosses that Onana's got his head on. They're checking for a pen, I think. Panos does give Onana a big push, but you're not getting a pen for this. No chance. There's nothing there. Absolutely nothing. Get on with it. A load of rubbish anyway. The play is resumed. Shouldn't have even bothered looking at it. Wasn't even worth a replay. The game stopped again. A free kick in favour of Aston Villa as Tielemans has gone down this time. And Constance takes a free kick. Nottingham Forest are 1-0 up against Spurs. So good news is Spurs are losing. The bad news is Nottingham Forest are winning. Puts more pressure on us to try and get a win here. But if we win and Nottingham Forest win, it severely puts the pressure on Leeds United, who kick off at 4:30 today. Statistics come up on the screen. Aston Villa are yet to have a shot. Half an hour into the game, Villa have not had a shot yet. We've only had 3 ourselves, but 2 of them hit the back of the net. And the other shot from West Ham was the assist. Jared Bowen just holding off Rodgers in the corner here, just wanting to be fouled. He wiggles away. Matson comes over and does really well to help out Rodgers and win the ball back for Aston Villa. Come on. An hour to go. A long, long way to go. But my word, this would be a massive win. Consa into Onana. Magassa is the highest player at the pitch for West Ham at the minute as he stepped out of midfield to try and press. We are very, very deep. Very deep. Wan-Bissaka nibbling away at Rodgers. Potts goes out to have a pop at him as well. It's out to John McGinn. He's going to try and cut it back onto his left foot, and he does. But Juve read it this time. Forces him backwards. Villa with a lot of the ball, but still no shots. They've still not had a shot here. Rodgers into Matson. That run from Matson's prominent is working well, and that's a goal kick to West Ham. Well defended there by Magassa. A lot of abuse for Anthony Taylor in the live chat. Well, I say abuse. It's nothing personal. Just saying he's a crap ref, which I completely agree with. I do not like Anthony Taylor as a referee either. Goal kick to West Ham, which Alphonse Areola will take. Nuno is currently doing breathing exercises on the side of the pitch. Areola goes long, straight to Onana, unchallenged. That's what I don't like about these goal kicks. We're going to go long. We've got to hit a West Ham player. Fernandes goes all the way back to Areola here. But Todibo and Mapanos drop deep, and Todibo takes the ball off his goalkeeper. Into Fernandes and back to Juve. Pops it down the line for Lucas Paqueta, who tries to turn Onana, but the Villa midfielder does well. And is back in possession of the Villa defence. So they go all the way back to Bizot, who goes out to Matson, but Bowen is putting him under pressure immediately, forcing it back to Lindelof. Paqueta and Bowen just trying to press that Villa defence, but they've used Bizot well this time, out to Konsa, and they broke our half-hearted press and get up to the halfway line immediately. Fernandes with a really weird trip on Tielemans there. It was a bit unnecessary, but probably going to put himself on the radar of Anthony Taylor. And Tielemans just giving him a bit of a nudge back as he goes past him. Villa just playing around at the minute. If you think, why is he not commentating on the game? There's not much to say here, but Rodgers and Tielemans with a little bit of a link up, and he goes out for a throw into West Ham. Villa just struggling. They've got a lot of the ball. They've got loads of the ball, Aston Villa. But like I said, it's 33 minutes in. They've not had a shot. Magassa with a lovely tackle on Rodgers. Unfortunately for him, fell to Onana. Although Bowen's intercepted his pass, Somerville picks it up, and him and Bowen run at the Villa defence. It's a lot to do for Somerville, but he's done really well to get... Oh, what's... It wasn't the best pass. I thought Bowen could have kept that in. It was a poor pass from Somerville. It was a good run, and he did the right thing. He releases it at the right time as well. But I don't know. I thought Bowen could maybe have done that. God knows. Anyway, throw into Aston Villa, deep in their half on the left-hand side, which Maatsen will take. Long throw. Potts should cut out, doesn't cut out, but falls to Mavropanos anyway. Areola goes long. Didn't feel it was necessary, but he's gone long looking for Bowen. Maatsen heads it away. Paqueta brings it down. And he goes back to Mavropanos, and he'll... No, he doesn't go back to Areola. He actually goes out to Debo. Fernandes is on the ball again. I love him. I love Fernandes! I wish Mrs. Gio watched these streams so I could hint from a Christmas present. She wouldn't know where to get... To be fair, if she was going to get me a signed Fernandes shirt for Christmas, she'd have to get me to buy it. Space. To be fair, this has to come down now. It doesn't have to. It's not my shirt. This is Hammer's Chat shirt. There's a difference. Bowen's got the ball here. Down the right. Cuts it across. Lindelof clears it. Wan-Bissaka picks it up. Gives it back to Paqueta. He tried a fancy pass for Fernandes. Didn't come off. It goes back to Paqueta. Kamara hooks it away. Magassa chases after it. Into Tielemans. A bit of space for Villa to perhaps break. McGinn picks it up. Rodgers. Matty Cash has got loads of space out on the right. Rodgers can find him. He does. But he gives it to Kamara, who gives it out to Watkins. Cuts it onto his left foot. And then Fernandes intercepts it. And poor there from Villa. It was a great opportunity. Fernandes now breaking. Somerville on the move. Paqueta wants it. Gets it. McGinn tries to challenge him. Paqueta holds him off. Out to Jared Bowen on the right-hand side. Somerville at the back post. Running at Maatsen is Jared Bowen taking on Maatsen. Cuts it back to Paqueta, but it's taken away. I think a toe of a Villa player got on there. McGinn picks up. It goes long, looking for Ollie Watkins. But Tadebo's there. And he's making this look more difficult than I thought it would. He just rolls it down the line to Diouf. No one supporting Ollie Watkins for Aston Villa. And Diouf's got up to the halfway line unchallenged. Into Potts and Magassa. 36 minutes on the clock here. It's looked quite easy for West Ham so far. Paqueta out to Jared Bowen. He's got a little bit of space to attack Maatsen in, but it's well recovered by the Villa left back who puts a tackle in. Into Onana. Out to Morgan Rodgers. There's little ahead for Villa, and he has to go back to Konsa. There's just no options for Villa. I'm surprised at how poor Villa have been today and how comfortable it's been for West Ham. 36.5 minutes gone at London Stadium. Aston Villa yet to have a shot. Not shot on target. They haven't even had a shot yet. Onana has the ball currently, just inside West Ham's half, but there's just nothing. We're not really pressing. And Aston Villa are just so slow with the ball. They're just passing it around at the back. And they get out to McGinn or Rodgers and go back to the centre-backs. Then go back out to McGinn or Rodgers and back to the centre-backs. Maatsen's the only one that's really making good runs for Villa, in my opinion. So it's been quite comfortable for West Ham so far. Lindelof coming down the left here. He looks to get Rodgers in behind, but Mavropanos comes over and intercepts it easily enough. Into Magassa. Under pressure by Tielemans, but he finds Wan-Bissaka. Mavropanos clears it. Maatsen has it down. Not a great header, and Potts picks it up. Him and Magassa are having comfortable games. Fernandes with a long ball out to Diouf, who's made a run down the left. Great ball, great first touch. And McGinn puts a tackle in, but that's okay. Juve had very little options there. And he's taken through and quite quickly. Back to Fernandes, who chests the ball at knee height. Somerville, Juve. Into Somerville again. He's making a little run. Looks to do a 1-2, and he's been taken down by Kamara, who's going to receive a yellow card for his troubles. And it's a good position for a free kick here for West Ham. Oh, Mavropanos, come on, in, bang. We need a Mavropanos header, don't we? Because, right, what I will say, I did my 60-1 bet, didn't I? Which was Potts assist, Mavropanos score a header. Potts has gotten his assist, hasn't he? So as long as it's a big ask, isn't it? Mavropanos to score a header. But it would be nice. That would pay for my. That would get me my Fernandes shirt. If Mavropanos scores a header this game, I'll be able to get my signed Fernandes shirt. So no pressure, Konstantinos. But I would love a little bit. Scott saying free kick, but never a yellow. Completely agree. That was a very harsh yellow card. It is possibly shooting distance. Right, my eyes are back on the screen here. Bizot sets his wall. Freddy Potts and Lucas Paqueta over it. And I have to say, they've only got eyes for the goal here. It's quite wide. It's a good distance. It's just quite wide. But neither of them are really looking at the box. They are looking at Bizot's goal. So maybe one of them's going to fancy a pop here. Paqueta takes it, dinks it in towards the box to Mavropanos, but he doesn't quite make contact with it. And Villa look to break. Tielemans skins Fernandes. And he goes back to Maatsen. Fernandes putting pressure on, but Maatsen's done really well. Skips past to Debo, but well recovered by Magassa. And one thing I will say, when we don't have the ball and there's a little bit of danger, we are swarming Villa, and they look tired. The live chat are saying it. Villa look tired. I have to agree. They do look like that. Magassa and Fernandes just playing it around between themselves, and a minute out to Lucas Paqueta. We're enjoying the balls. There's just no press from Villa. None. We're just passing it around. Juice keeps making runs over on that left side. Oh, Magassa just popped it through Ollie Watkins' legs to give it to Potts, who's giving it to Juve. Back to Potts. Very comfortable for West Ham. I'm enjoying this. Mavropanos to Paqueta. Dinks it over there looking for Somerville. Cash gets there, but Somerville read it, and he picks up the second ball. And he tries to take on Cash. Doesn't quite get his feet sorted, and it's a goal kick to Aston Villa. Very, very comfortable. Very, very comfortable. 40 minutes on the clock. Aston Villa, 0 shots. None. Absolutely nothing. Broccoli, I like this. Broccoli said, it looks like Villa are defending a lead. I completely agree. It does look like that. When we've got the ball, they're just sitting back. Absolutely sitting back. Maatsen pops it down the line for Rodgers. Wan-Bissaka gives him a little nudge and wins the ball. Quick 1-2 with him and Magassa. How we know that? Surely that's a free kick. The referee's saying no. It looked like an obvious free kick to me. Rodgers dinks it over. Potts. Magassa recovers well. Magassa's playing well. I think he's been my player of the first half. I think there's two players that have stood out for me a little bit. They're not, 10 out of 10, but there's, strong 7 out of 10s, and that's Fernandes and Magassa. Somerville fouled there by Matty Cash, just inside West Ham's half. Don't know, people in the chat are saying the same thing. I was not a foul on Wan-Bissaka. I completely agree. I don't know how the referee didn't give that. Suggested that Wan-Bissaka made the most of it. Anyway, we've taken free kick. We're just playing around at the back. Tadebo, Potts, Mavropanos all getting involved. Wan-Bissaka's in plenty of room in the right back spot. Potts feeds it into Fernandes, who pops out to Juve. I feel like we're growing in confidence a little bit. We're moving the ball nicely. Potts into Somerville. And John McGinn takes Somerville out. Oh, he's going to give a booking to Matty Cash, which feels a bit harsh on Matty Cash. I don't think Matty Cash does the foul. Somerville did a quick 1-2. Matty Cash does grab him, and John McGinn sticks his arse out, and I think the referee's fouled Matty Cash, and I think it's a way to come up saying McGinn's got the booking, but I'm pretty sure it's Matty Cash that's got the booking. No, it has come up Cash. That's annoying. sometimes bookies commit mistakes, and you can, you know, if they had it down as a McGinn card, there's a chance we could have got a cash card, and then it would sort itself out eventually. But they were correct. They knew it was Matty Cash. Don't make mistakes as often anymore. So that's Matty Cash on the yellow card, as well as Kamara, 2 Villa players on a booking. Both for fouls on Somerville too. And that's why Somerville, I don't think, you know, there's a conversation around the lack of final third production, which is a fair discussion. At the end of the day, he's not producing enough goals and assists. You can't argue with it. It's factual. But I do think we're a better team with Somerville in it. And I think what he's just done, those 2 yellow cards, and I don't think the first one's a booking, but no one really carries the ball like Somerville does. That move, that pace, they just don't have it. I think we're a more dangerous team with Somerville in it, and I think he wins us free kicks and stuff. Anyway, Villa just take the free kick, and they're playing around at the back at the moment with Onana, Konsa and Lindelof. Out to Morgan Rogers, who's coming forward. Matson in that left wing position. Wan-Bissaka and Mavpanos out there facing him up. Magas has just slipped into the centre-back at the minute because Mavpanos has got sucked out to the wing. And he's defended the ball well, and it's a throw-in for Aston Villa, which Matson will take. A minute to go. A minute of normal time to go in the first half. Still 0 shots from the Villains. And Paqueta pounces on a loose ball, and he gets brought down by Yuri Tielemans. Referee says no, Paqueta wasn't looking for the free kick either. So it would suggest that the Belgian midfielder won it. Cash puts the cross over to Morgan Rogers at the back post. He brings it down. He has a shot narrowly over the bar. But Villa finally have had a shot, so I can't keep repeating that statistic. A decent enough effort from Morgan Rogers. Not too far over. Brought down well. Got a nice little bit of power and whip on it. Just a bit too high. I just want to say a massive thank you to Stone Cloud. Brilliant name. Stone Cloud for the £2 super chat. Thank you very much. Your support is much appreciated. And thanks to people who put the super chats in. There's no adverts once you're in the stream. Ariola takes a goal kick. Going long. We're coming up into stoppage time now as Fernandes flicks on. I'm just waiting for confirmation. McGinn skins Fernandes. And I don't know if he's given the free kick. He does. I think Fernandes is lucky not to get booked for that. Although he thinks McGinn made the most of it there. We've got 2 minutes of stoppage time at the London Stadium. 2-1 West Ham United. Konsa out to E. Matson. A little bit of urgency. I think there's a few Villa players starting to wave their arms around, suggesting they need to get forward quick, and they do with only 2 minutes. Magassa with another brilliant tackle, and Fernandes with brilliant recovery, and Tielemans just pushes him over. Great play there by Fernandes, who's celebrating with the West Ham fans, and Magassa as well. Oh, I love it. Absolutely love him. I need a Fernandes signed shirt. I need it. I'm texting my man. Texting him now. Now I'm going to have to save up my pennies. Saying that Mavpanos could score a header. That would be good. Anyway, Matson under pressure. West Ham. Magassa wins it back again. Somerville. And he drags his shot wide. I don't mind that. Bit of a pot shot, as you could call it. A bit of a scuffed shot. Didn't make clean connection, but taking it early. But Magassa, him and Fernandes, I think, have been head and shoulders above the rest of the players in the first half. I think they've been by far the best 2 players on the pitch, personally, as well as Matson. I think them 3 have had a really good half of football. But I'm biased, so I'll focus on Fernandes and Magassa. I'll get your opinions in the live chat at half-time, see what you're all saying. Matty Cash coming down the right-hand side. We're nearly at the half-time whistle here. 8 seconds on the clock. Kamara goes long, looking for Rogers. Well, defended by Wan-Bissaka, who heads it away. Matson brings it down. Come on, Baldy, peep up. Matson goes backwards, and there goes the peep from Baldy. Half-time at the London Stadium. West Ham United 2. Aston Villa 1. Let me sort out my clock. Half-time, submit. There you go. There you go. And for the person in the live chat quoting the Bible and God and the war. I'm not sure this is a chat for it. I'll leave you be for now, but don't want to ban anyone, but I don't really feel like this is the relevant place for those types of quotes. If you wouldn't mind speaking about the football, that'd be good. Anyway, can you all please get your thoughts into the live chat? And can I just say, thank you to President, who says, hope everyone's having a good Sunday. Thank you for the €5. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for your support. Right, in the live chat, please get your thoughts in, what you're thinking, what you're saying. Joshua is saying a completely different team to what we've seen recently. He reckons we're going to win 4-2. Matt says, good to have that. Just need to see more of the ball. We look comfortable when on it. Minnie is saying that midfield three is good. And Dave's saying that it's the bot that's putting in this quote. Well, I may have to ban the bot. Avid saying, I feel like at this point, Somerville has the yips in the final third. Once he breaks that duck, I feel the floodgates will open and he will become more of the player that we've seen in the Championship. Tim said Magassa wanting to get forward every time he's involved. Brian saying Fernandez and Magassa are lovely to watch. Completely agree. I think they've been by far the best two players in the first half. Daniel agrees. He says they've been excellent. Berna is saying Somerville does everything fine, but that final shot, perhaps a goal, would really build his confidence. Or an assist, like a really good assist. Osman saying everybody's been good. Unlucky to Dinos, wouldn't change anything yet, although Paqueta has to come off, I believe, for Wilson. Just praying we don't sit back for 45 minutes. I think we will, but Villa aren't doing too much yet. We just need to keep that threat. My worry, I'll start worrying about sitting back when we start seeing the subs and you take Somerville off for Souček and stuff. That's when I'll start to get worried. James said, I think Fernandez could potentially be world class. I think he could be worth more than Paqueta was when he was linked to Manchester City. Liam, can't wait to see this midfield three grow together. All so good and so young. Ben, Fernandez is becoming his favourite player. As we say also, same Ben, same. Thank you very much to Kirumi. He said, I'm so happy we're going to beat Aston Villa. Thank you very much for £2 super chat. I'm putting that towards my Fernandez shirt. I text my man about Fernandez and he sent me a voice note. I mean, that's not very useful, is it? Richard saying, not bad first half. Loving the commentary. Thank you. Ruben has said something, but I've lost him. Ruben said, about to make a lovely chicken soup. What a delightful Sunday. I absolutely love that. Enjoy your chicken soup, Ruben. I like soup. Matthew, thank you very much for £10 super chat. Appreciate you. Appreciate all the support. Thank you very much for the super chat. I'm putting that towards my Fernandez signed shirt. Do you know why? On Monday, we've got a deal, hopefully, getting launched with a shirt framing company at last. I've been looking forward to working with this company because I've used them in the past for some of my stuff. And hopefully we'll be launching with a discount for Hammers Chat subscribers. So if any of you have got a signed shirt at home that you want framed, give me a shout on Monday. Thank you to Dan. Thank you very much for £5 super chat. Appreciated. And thank you for the support. Mike says, good to have. They have to make changes and up the ante. So we need to go on the front foot and keep pressing. No sitting back West Ham. Yeah, I think Malin will be on soon. Probably down that right channel. Maybe take off. I think he might take off one of his central midfielders. Knock Tielemans back. And then probably push Rodgers into the 10. McGinn out to the left. Malin on the right. Not that anyone asked me what I think Emily's going to do. But there you go. This username, it's just a random username. Drifting through life says, can't fault anyone. Mav Panos is very unlucky. I completely agree. Shep said, happy Hammer, what a half. Nathan saying, don't see why people are saying Potts has been bad. He's been very composed and very good at recycling. I think he's been fine. He's been fine. Wesley says, Fernandez has been fantastic. Need more from Somerville. His play, once he hits the box, he loses his brain. Avid saying, looking like Wolves. Scored all three, except we're winning for now. No, not Christian. Clara saying, Fernandez is a serious talent. So excited to see what this kid can do. Thank you to Al Maka. If we start like this next season, if we stay in the Premier League, where do we finish under Nuno? Depends on the signings in January and in the summer, but I like what he's doing. It can be frustrating at times. We will sit back. I understand the complaints. I have them as well. But as long as we don't start doing those bloody subs. Andy said we're showing confidence, controlling the play at times and wanting to get on the ball. These are not signs of a relegation team. I agree with that. I think we're looking all right. Northern Hammer, I can't believe Potter had this midfield and played Ward-Prowse, Rodriguez and Souček. I mean, Nuno had this midfield and played Souček and Irving. Ryan said, I love Fernandes. I've got friends who are Southampton fans, so I knew what to expect, but what a player. He is incredible. George is saying, I really hope Nuno doesn't make us sit back for the entire second half. You think he will? Yeah, I think he will. The phrase sitting back, though, I think it's too simple. I don't think it's a reflection. Because if you sit back with Somerville, Bowen and Wilson and you get the ball and you try and counter-attack, that's sitting back, but you can still score. But when you start subbing Souček for Somerville and sitting back, it's the same terminology is used, but I think it's two completely different things. So, yeah, I think we will sit back, George. But as long as we have a threat, I get it. It's the subs that make me nervous. That's what worries me a little bit. Stone saying, we're looking good. We seem to have Villa frustrated and we're putting them off the game. We need to keep pressure up. Another goal or two can prevent squeaky bum times. I think we need another one. Thank you to Vinny. Thank you very much. I'm making a lucky contribution for a 3-1 win. Well, I hope you are lucky, Vinny. I hope your luck is on your side. And thank you for your contribution towards my Fernandes shirt. Fraser said this midfield was there and Potter thought Ward-Prowse and Souček were better. Duncan saying, Commander from Malin and it's game over. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the thing. Andy repeating his comment, just fixing his spelling mistake. Don't worry, Andy, I'm not arsed about spelling on this channel. I do my best to work it out. Thank you to Paul, late birthday contribution for Grace. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm going to have a look at the West Ham store this weekend and see if there's a couple of things. She's got a West Ham penguin. She loves it. It's her favourite thing. Called it Bubbles, understandably. James saying, excellent first half. Just don't sit back and make negative subs. The negative subs is my concern. Steve, I think it said smile, you're on camera. Yeah, that's it. Smile, you're on camera. Obviously with the Villa player. DM said, I was out of the room both times West Ham scored. It might be a sign. Should have spent the second half in the corridor. Corridor? Where are you? Surely that's not what you call the hallway or the lobby in your house. The corridor, or maybe are you just, I don't know, are you American? Is that the American terminology? But no, watch the game. I can assure you, you being in or right the room has no impact on what happens at the game. Kimbo, thank you very much for £5 super chat. You're a good subscriber. You're a good supporter of the channel. I appreciate it. Steve said, I'm lost on phrases of play these days. Why were they checking offside for our second goal? Joof. It would have been Joof, but I agree. They had the chance to clear, so I don't know. I think it's clearing's one thing. I think you've got to be in control, and I think that's what was determined. Regardless, he was onside. It's not really a thing. Disciple saying, Jeff's been better. I agree. I think he's done okay defensively, and I think he's got forward well. I think his first touch for the cross, which led to the goal, I thought was fantastic. Duncan saying, Wan-Bissaka has been a little complacent for my liking. McGasser's cleaning up well. Walker Peters might be an option. Yeah, I think he's got caught out a couple of times, Wan-Bissaka. I think that's fair, but I agree. Gasser is clearing up well. He's had a bloody good half of football so far. Jonah said, give Kante a shot instead of Souček if we need to sub some players. Larry saying, as fine as Potts has played, I'd like to see him switch for Kante this half. I wouldn't make any changes yet. I think the one change I would maybe make is that I would perhaps look to bring Wilson on. But the thing is, I know why people are saying about let me just sort the live chat. There we go. That's the live chat sorted. I get why people say maybe take Paqueta off, but I think he's done okay. Has Paqueta been great? No. But I think he's been all right. I think he's been getting involved, and I think he's keeping things simple, which is what I wanted to see from Paqueta. And also that pass to Joof, I think that pass from Paqueta to Joof, which led to our goal, I thought was really, really good. Colin saying, did you notice the club signed a deal for oddballs? Yeah. We did. A lot of people have told us as well, there's nothing we can do about it. It is what it is. Tight line saying we look much better compared to a couple of months ago. We look like a team that's together. What was Potter doing? God knows. Charles said Bowen and Somerville will look better when we get a striker. See, I'm in agreement with this. And it comes down to how I think we are lining up the half. I thought we started the game with Bowen and Somerville quite high up and Paqueta quite deep. And I feel like when we made it 2-1, not 1-0, but when we made it 2-1, he pulled Bowen and Somerville out wide and pushed Paqueta forward a little bit. So if you're going to do that, I think you're better off with Wilson in the team. So I think I'd actually be inclined, I'd give it 5-10 minutes. But at this point, my one sub, and it's literally just one sub I've got planned at the minute, if I was Nuno, is to take Wilson on for Paqueta and to give us something up front. And we've seen Wilson against Brighton, that he can be handy, that when we do play counter-attacking football, he can get on the ball, he can make things happen up against a tired defence. And I'd say to Wilson, stay away from Konsa. I know Konsa's made a mistake. Stay away from him. Get up against Lindelof. That's where you want to be. Get up against Lindelof, who isn't the quickest centre-back in the world, and you're not the quickest striker in the world. But you'll be all right against Lindelof. So that's what I'd be doing. Possibly in the second half, eventually, 5-10 minutes in, Wilson for Paqueta, and try and get another goal. Try and make it 3-1. Because I think we're good enough to do that. I think we are good enough to go on and get a third one. So I agree with Trosh. I think Bowen and Somerville would look better with a striker on the pitch. And a couple of occasions, Bowen's got down the right at the end of that first half. And there was just no one in the box. Get Wilson in there. Thank you very much to Scar. Feels strange. I'm starting to enjoy and feel confident about the games at the London Stadium. With our team age and seemingly showing progress weekly, it had me buzzing for the second half season. Good, I like that. I love seeing fans excited, no matter who you support. I like it. Thank you to Irons, first time tuning in. Love to watch along. Well, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you for sticking with me. If this is anyone's first time tuning in to Hammers Chat, please do subscribe to the channel. That'd be much appreciated. Jake said doing a gender reveal for my third kid. But I know it's going to be a boy. In the 2 hours, the missus said I can wear my black polo with the badge, so I'm happy. Well, best of luck. Hope you enjoy your gender reveal. I'm assuming you say I know it'll be my first boy. I'm assuming you 100% know and you're telling the family it's a boy. But regardless, enjoy it. If only your missus knows the gender and you don't actually know, then I hope it's definitely a boy. And you're not going to be disappointed. But enjoy your day. Enjoy your afternoon, Jake. Hope Min said for the superb work and help towards that sign shirt. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it. You're very, very kind. And also, Mike loved this team under Nuno. Mike does love this team under Nuno, doesn't he? Dale Records, Magas and Fernandez should not be leaving the field of play for the next 45 minutes. I completely agree. Anything fatigue to one side and stuff like that. They are running the game out there for West Ham. And I am absolutely loving it. Avid saying, Villa are gassed. Wilson will thrive off that, but it's also going to open up space for Somerville and Bowen and give Juve a target. Yeah, Wilson for Paqueta. That's the sub I made. And also Sketch, thank you. That's very kind. I will use that money. That money that you're giving me, Sketch, I will put it towards Grace's Christmas. If you don't mind, that's okay with you. But thank you very much for your support. It's very, very kind of you. She's getting a slide. That's what someone is bringing her for Christmas. Adam, thank you very much for the support. Get that shirt. Fernandez is a future legend. That's the thing. We need to stay up because of him. We need to stay up because of Fernandez. Not just Fernandez, but other players as well. I don't want to see them leave. Jake's got 2 girls, but we're revealing it's a boy. Both my girls are 2 and 4, are a handful. Got the eldest in football, and she's got a hell of a strike. Good. Well, Jake and Mrs. Jake, hope you have a fantastic afternoon. How are you doing it, Jake? Can I ask before you go, how are you revealing it? I've seen lots of it. It's not for me. We didn't know the gender of Grace. We wanted a surprise at the hostel. We bloody got one. Not the gender, just what happened. But how are you revealing it? Are you hitting a piñata? Are you kicking a ball and blue smoke comes out? I've seen lots of different versions. I've been to a couple myself. Are you cutting a cake and it's blue in the middle? What are you doing? Anyway, the teams are coming out for the second half. This is a good point by Kels, which is that Somerville can draw a foul from those on the yellow. I completely agree. He does draw a foul, Somerville, doesn't he? Get him running at people. Jake says Christmas lights will turn blue or something. That means Jake's missus has arranged the watch, the reveal. John said, would you bring Wilson on now? But I'd leave it 5-10 minutes, John. But it would certainly be a sub I've got planned. Regardless if we're winning or losing, get him on for Paqueta is what I think I'd do. Anyway, second half's about to get underway at the London Stadium, and it's Yuri Tielemans going to take the kick-off. I can't see any changes from either side, and we're underway, and I want to say thank you to Keith. So I really don't want to see Souček near the team today. That's Keith's comment, but Keith, thank you very much for his £5 support. And Joan, she remembers the cupcake incident. For anyone that doesn't know, I'll quickly tell you. I had to go to a gender reveal party, and when I went, there was blue cupcakes and pink cupcakes on the table. And I took one of each, and I got a row. Apparently, you were only meant to take the colour that you think it. So if you thought it was going to be a boy, you had to pick up a blue cupcake, and you thought it was a girl, you pick up the pink one. Well, I had one of each. So I got questioned. What are you doing? Why have you got one of each cupcake? And I have to say, I thought on my feet. I said, well, I think it's going to be twins. I think you've got one of each. There you go, 2 cupcakes for Gio. Fat bugger. And this is not good. Magassa is down and the physio's coming on. Now I'm just watching it here. Magassa slides in and kicks it. And Onana trods on him. And this could be a red card. This could be a red card. I don't think he does it intentionally. And this is where I want to see Jared Bowen convince the referee he did it on purpose. Onana goes in, and Magassa gets there first and kicks it, and Onana's studs land on Magassa's ankle. So it's going to hurt. It's going to be a sore one. It's been checked and cleared already, but I feel like that was very quick. If we were Arsenal, if our badge was the Arsenal badge, I reckon they're taking a little bit longer checking it. I mean, they did, didn't they? Last night, Hwang, he slid in, and they were checking it for a red card, and he didn't even touch Lewis Skelly. For anyone not watching, Magassa's now on his feet. I'm not happy about that. I think they've let that one go a little bit quickly. I've seen one replayed. I don't think they even checked it. Anyway, Onana's got away with one there. Didn't even get a booking for his troubles. Free kick. Come on, Mavpanos. Potts whips it in. Todibo, and it's wide. He committed a foul anyway. We're wanting a corner, but the referee's saying Todibo fouled the player. Therefore, it's a free kick to Aston Villa. Come on, Mavpanos. Get your head on this. I need a Mavpanos header. Please. It's a free kick's given against Mavropanos. That is weak as piss, that free kick. Pathetic. What's that baldy mug doing in the middle of the pitch? He lets Onana away with that and then gives a free kick for that. Pathetic. Anyway, Villa come with it. Konsa. Just want to say a massive thank you to Gaza very quickly. £5 super chat. Thank you very much. $5 even. Support it. Happy birthday, Merry Christmas, Grace. Thank you. I will also put that in Grace's fund. I will maybe, in the next game, I'll maybe show what I've got for Grace from this, because there has been a couple of other donations in the past for Grace, and I do actually keep the money to one side for Grace, because it's for Grace, it's not for me or Gonzo or anything like that. And also to Steve, Gilles Fernandez shirt fund. Thank you so much. And Potts, that's a bit naughty from Freddie Potts, I will say that. Tielemans plays the ball. Potts goes in and leaves his forearm on Tielemans' face. Tielemans not happy about it, and I can understand why. It's a little bit naughty from Potts. Gets away with it. Anyway, the live chat's just informing me that Nottingham Forest are 2-0 up against Spurs, putting the pressure on us a little bit. And number 6, Grace did wear her pyjamas last night, but it's the last time. She's not wearing them again. They're too small for her now. They were a bit tight last night. They're 9 to 12 months, and she's just over a year now. So she's got no more West Ham pyjamas, but she did wear them last night. Ball out to McGinn, who pops it down and is headed away by Juve, Magassa gets on it. Fernandez clears it into Paqueta. Out to Juve. Good play there by Lucas Paqueta. Juve with a lot of time and space here. Looked up, wasn't much options. But Paqueta, that's poor play by Paqueta, though. He just decides to try and do a trick and lost it. And Villa come forward. Tielemans whips it in and it lands to Rodgers. And it's in. And Paqueta! For fuck's sake, man! This is why you piss people off. What are you doing? What's he pissing around with that for? He tries a tricky pass. And he loses it to Tielemans. Then the ball gets played to Tielemans and Paqueta's nowhere near him. Puts it a lovely ball in. Rodgers brings it down well and finishes it well. For fuck's sake, Paqueta. Nah, I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy. I don't mind players trying skill and stuff like that, but there's a time and a place, and not when, if you concede you lose the ball, your defence is under pressure. You shouldn't be trying there. Try it down the other end of the pitch. There's just no need for it. Now it's 2-2. For fuck's sake. I don't blame anyone else. The defence it created like a break for Aston Villa. Tielemans had space, good ball in, good finish by Rodgers. I don't blame anyone else. Him fanning around with the ball. Right, now we need to go score a third. Lindelof is cruising down the middle of the pitch here. Wow, great tackle by Freddie Potts. And now we can break, hopefully, with the Villa centre-back out of position. Onana's had to fill in. Potts goes out to Bowen. Come on. He crosses it, but there's no one in the box. We need Wilson on. We can win this game. We can win this game. We have to have belief that we can get all 3 points here. We have to win. I'm ready for that Wilson Paqueta sub now. Wan-Bissaka goes back to Freddie Potts. Todibo. Man panels back to Todibo. Villa sitting off us. Potts now has it. We're just playing it around in the middle of the park at the minute. Villa just letting us have it there. Stats have come up. Villa have had 2 shots. I'd always say 2 goals, but their first goal wasn't from a shot. Juve has the ball out on the left here, under pressure from Cash. He's done all right there, Juve. He's won us a throw in. He was under pressure. There wasn't really any room to get a cross in. Juve goes back to Somerville. Out to Magassa, who's in the middle of the pitch here in Villa's half, who shoots from quite some distance, straight in the hand of Bizot. Comfortable save for the keeper. An ambitious effort from Magassa. I don't mind it too much. Right, here come Villa again. Magassa picking the pocket of Watkins. Watkins has done quite well there. Magassa's done even better though. And we break it out to Paqueta. Out to Jared Bowen. Somerville getting out the pitch as well. As Bowen and Somerville up against Villa's defence. We need a striker. Bowen's looking for the striker. There isn't one. It's Somerville. Wan-Bissaka on the right. He crosses it. Block. Corner kick to West Ham. Come on, Mavropanos. Get your big Greek head on this. Come on. Live chat, not too happy with Paqueta, which is completely understandable. I think I'd like to see him off and get Wilson on. We're missing a striker. There's been a couple of times in this half already that we've gone down one of the sides. And there's just no one there. Somerville's in the box, but you can hardly cross it to him, can you? And on the deck, maybe. Right, Mavropanos, where are you? Giant Bone to take this. Whips it in. Please, Mavro. Oh. Piss. This ref, man. Gives everything. Bizot got his hands on it, and I thought he spilt it, but the referee's given a free kick against Mavropanos and a free kick to Aston Villa. Let me watch the replay. What? Fuck off. The foul is against us. That keeper's got his hands all over Somerville. Yes, Somerville gives him a nudge, but it comes after he's just been wrestled. Oh, I just like Anthony Taylor. You're not going to get a pen for it, but just let the play go. Don't give anything. McGinn with a great ball to Ollie Watkins here. He's trying to break away to Debo's. Got back really well. Watkins looking for Rodgers. Wan-Bissaka intercepts it. Onana blocks his pass. Rodgers up against Magassa out on that left-hand side for Villa. And he goes back to Onana. They're just not great, Villa. And Tielemans fouls Freddie Potts down in the corner there. Mike saying what I was thinking. Paqueta didn't run into the box after the pass. He didn't. He got the ball, played it out wide, and then just jogged up the pitch as Bowen went down the right. Wilson for Paqueta feels like an obvious sub to me. Ariola goes long with the free kick. Onana flicks it on for us, really. Paqueta heads out to Bowen. Bowen brings it down. Onana with the interception and Bowen fouls him. And Wan-Bissaka might find himself booked for that. He doesn't. Villa tried to take a quick free kick and Wan-Bissaka blocked it, but the referee saying the ball was moving anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Bizot with the ball. And he goes out to Konsa. Into Tielemans. No, it's not. It's Kamara. Throw into Aston Villa, just on the halfway line, over on their left-hand side, our right-hand side, which Maatsen will take. 56 minutes on the clock, coming up to the 57th minute mark. West Ham United 2, Aston Villa 2. Vicky says, West Ham ain't losing, come on. Gary and quite a few others saying Anthony Taylor's wearing his Villa shirt as Magassa rolls around on the deck here. Paqueta looking for Somerville, well intercepted by Konsa, and Kamara just plays it back. Hopefully Magassa's back up on his feet as Villa have the ball at the moment, and he is. I can see him. Magassa is back on his feet. Kamara patiently having the ball for Villa, goes out to Matty Cash on the right-hand side. Emery barking orders at the Villa players at the moment. McGinn. Juve putting pressure on him. McGinn holding him off and winning a free kick just on the halfway line there for Villa. Which Matty Cash will take. A desire to see Wilson come on in the live chat and a desire to see Paqueta go off in the live chat. Magassa into Potts. Tielemans hassling him. And he goes out for a throw into Aston Villa. Gary saying it's a bit late, but I couldn't message when he scored. It wasn't Paqueta's fault. It was Juve's. He should have banged it down the line and not give it to Paqueta with three men on him. Possibly. I think that's fair. Anyway, Fernandes looks for Somerville, well intercepted by Cash. We are trying to ping it through a little bit in this half. Cleared by someone. It's bouncing around the middle of the pitch in a minute. And Watkins heads it down to Onana. And Juve gets on the end of his ball and it goes out for a throw into West Ham. Just inside our own half down our left-hand side, which Juve will take. Coming up to the hour mark at the London Stadium. West Ham United 2, Aston Villa 2. And Potts goes out to Wan-Bissaka. We can win this game. I do believe that. I believe we can win this game. It's going to come down to the subs. Villa have got a good bench. Malin's on the bench. Buendia's on the bench. Fernandes has the ball at the minute. Into Magassa in the middle of the park. Bowen wants it. Magassa. That is a lovely ball by Magassa out to Jared Bowen, who takes in his stride, beats Matson, tries to get the cross, blocked it, corner kick. And again, Paqueta was in the box there, but can we just please get a striker on the pitch? That ball by Magassa was delicious. Absolutely stunning. Bowen with the corner kick. Come on, we need to win this. Bowen whips it in. Where's Mavropanos? Headed away by Rodgers. Comes out to Juve. Juve! Deflected wide, another corner kick. Bob Lee saying, sorry Gio, gonna have to go with any more gender talk. That was about 15 minutes ago during half time, and all I was doing was wishing Jake. One of our subscribers said he's having his own gender reveal party for his baby. All I did was wish him well. I don't regret it. Anyway, corner kick. Potts takes it from our left-hand side. In it goes. Bobbling around the box. Falls to Paqueta, who goes down. He lays it off to Fernandes. Deflected. Rodgers tries to prevent another corner, but he can't. Another corner kick for West Ham. This time down our right-hand side. Come on! Mavropanos, for God's sake, get your head on this! The worst thing is it keeps going towards Mavropanos. He keeps coming close. He's in the right area. Please. Jared Bowen, please set up Mavropanos. Bowen whips it in. Bizot punches it out towards Juve. It's very high and very wide from Juve. I don't mind it. Listen, when the ball drops to someone on the edge of the box after a corner kick, I'm all for them hitting it first time on the volley. He does one every game. He's yet to really make good contact with one, I don't think. But I don't mind it because one day, chat, he will, and it's going to fly into the back of the net, and we're going to love it. Anyway, Villa come down the left-hand side from their goal kick with Ian Matson. Under pressure from Bowen, goes back to Lindelof. Paqueta pressing him as it works its way across to Konsa. Paqueta still chasing it, I will give him that. And Bizot pops out to Matson. He's quite good at his distribution, the Villa keeper. I will say that. Lindelof pops it into Fernandes. And well pressed there by West Ham. That was good. Wan-Bissaka right behind him. Forced him to play it first time. And went out for a throw-in. We are the better team, in my opinion. Potts out to Juve. Into Somerville. Back to Juve. Back to Somerville. Up against Matty Cash. He goes past Matty Cash, but it's just his touch is overhit and it's out for a goal kick to Aston Villa. And you can see the little frustration there from Somerville's face. You can tell that he thought it was maybe a better opportunity to do something. Here you go. Action areas in the second half. 10% in our third. 43% in the middle third. And 47% in Aston Villa's third. We are playing well. Come on, boys. Here it goes. Here we go. Malin's coming on. For Onana. I called it. Now we'll have to see if I've called it correctly. Does Rodgers go into the number 10? Tielemans goes back into midfield. McGinn out to the left and Malin on the right. That was my prediction at halftime. If I was a Villa fan, that's what I would have wanted to see. Villa take the goal kick. Playing it short. Matson on the left. Down the line to Rodgers. It looks like I was wrong. My prediction, Malin's just gone into that number 10 role himself. Magassa with a lovely ball into Wan-Bissaka, who can't quite get there. Matson does throw, and there's an opportunity to Villa to break here because Wan-Bissaka's really high up the pitch. Rodgers coming forward with it down the left-hand side, up against Mavropanos. And his pass isn't great. Fernandes cuts it out. And he's under pressure. He loses it to John McGinn. Malin picks it up. Fernandes hassling him. Malin! Saved by Areola and is cleared by Todibo. A lot of power in that. Paqueta flicks it on for Somerville, who gets there. Oh, piss. Handball. I thought that was a chance there. I thought Somerville could have chased it. Fernandes just losing the ball on the edge of the box there to McGinn. Malin hit it. Got a good bit of power behind it after shrugging off Fernandes. Straight down the middle, so Areola had to deal with it, but swerving. He did well, the keeper. Cleared. Kamara coming forward. Out to Malin on the right here. Who puts into the box towards Watkins? Mavropanos cuts out towards Magassa, but he couldn't find Paqueta with his pass, and Villa have the ball back here. The game is very much in the balance as Paqueta fouls Matty Cash just inside our own half. Tielemans on the ball, goes back to Lindelof. Cash down the right-hand side to McGinn. Juve does well up against him there. Cash picks up, but it has to go backwards here. Still no signs of a sub for West Ham. 65 minutes on the clock now. Lindelof into the feet of Watkins, who plays it to Maatsen. Good play there by Villa. Bowen can't get him, but Wan-Bissaka does with a great tackle. Fernandes gets on the loose ball. Wan-Bissaka makes his run, but he goes out to Bowen instead of the gamble. Bowen out on the right-hand side. Wan-Bissaka still trying to make a run. Bowen also not giving it to him. He plays a 1-2 with Fernandes. Magassa in a bit of space in the middle of the pitch, but Bowen goes back to Mavropanos. Todibo wiggling away from Watkins, putting it out to Somerville, up against Matty Cash. You look up now, there's just no one in the box for Somerville. He does really well. Somerville! Oh, unlucky. Jink past a couple of players, shot blocked. Unlucky, good play by him. Little options though, there was no one in the box. Bowen was trying to get in at the back post, but that was it. We're just missing that striker in my opinion. Fernandes does excellent, has his shorts pulled off by Kamara. The referee somehow doesn't give a free kick. And it's a throw into West Ham. I just seen Fernandez' arse and the referee said no free kick. Todibo, Magassa. Todibo again. Lovely ball into Fernandes. Great first touch. Gives it to Paqueta outside the box. Into Jared Bowen. Yes! Yes! 3-2 West Ham. Jared Bowen again. Lucas Paqueta with the assist. What a pass. What a pass. Oh, for fuck's sake, the flag's up. It'll be close. Oh. Fernandes is a great control. Great pass by Fernandes into Paqueta. He's offside. Great ball by Lucas Paqueta. I will say that. It's a great, great pass by Lucas Paqueta. It's a good run by Bowen. He's just slightly offside. Touch, finish, fantastic. Unlucky. That's unlucky. No one really does anything wrong. I know he's offside, but it's the type of run I want my striker, my attacker to be making. Good ball by Paqueta. We are the better team today, in my opinion. We need to do a bit more, though. And if we do, I think we can win. Come on, boys. For God's sake. Always find it weird. You know, Tielemans fouled Fernandes there, and the referee played advantage, and then it was offside. So in theory, there was no advantage, was there? I know Paqueta made the pass, but anyway, Villa go backwards with a free kick. Konsa out to Lindelof. Fernandes pressing the Villa defence at the minute. Paqueta and Magassa on the centre midfielders. We are pressing high up the pitch. I will say that. Come on. 20 minutes to go of normal time. We can win. And I think we might need to as well. Lindelof with a great ball into McGinn, and Todibo fouls him, and it's not a bad foul to give away, to be honest with you. McGinn knows it. I think that's what McGinn's trying to say. It's like, hang on a minute, that should maybe be a booking, but I think Todibo knew exactly what he was doing, clattering into McGinn there. Tielemans will take the free kick for Aston Villa, just inside their own half. Come on. Goes short. Quick 1-2 with Matson to get him back on the ball, and he pops out to Konsa. Konsa under pressure. Konsa, Cash under pressure from Somerville, and he goes back to Konsa. We're still high up the pitch here. Fernandes, Paqueta pushing up. Magassa's pushing up. Potts is the only one who doesn't push up, which is the right thing to do and the best thing to do. He's just sitting in front of that defence. Konsa looking for options, and there's very little for him to hit from the Villa perspective. Cash goes long, too long, and they're straight through to Alphonse Areola. Panos Malin pushing up with Watkins now, something they didn't really do in the second half with in the first half with Tielemans. So Malin's on just to be that second striker for Villa. A desire to see Wilson in the live chat. I think there's been one there since half time, really. Konsa coming forward with it. Out to Cash, who looks for Ollie Watkins, and it's overhit once more, straight through to Alphonse Areola again. Troy's saying Magas and Fernandes look tired, and I have to agree, I think there is a little bit of tiredness creeping into our game now. Watkins fouling Mavropanos. This is where the subs are going to be important. I think it's important Nuno gets this right. If Nuno gets these subs right, I think we can go on and win the game. If Nuno gets these subs wrong, I think we could go on and lose the game, obviously, depending on what Emery does as well. We're just playing around at the back here. Potts dropping in between the centre-backs. As Mavropanos gives out to Wan-Bissaka, and he gets fouled by Watkins. The referee plays advantage. Wan-Bissaka looking for Bowen, who does really well to keep it in down the right-hand side. And he wins a corner kick. Well done, Jared Bowen. We're getting quite a lot of corners. What's the stats saying? 4 corners? What, this might be the 5th one. I feel like I've seen us have more than those. Can we please get our head on this corner? Where's feta cheese? Him. Get your head on this, please. Eastbourne bread is saying the same. Greek Bon score, yeah. Yeah, Mavro. Come on, get your head on this. Jared Bowen with the corner. In it comes. Overhit, goal kick. As Avid said, too much oomph. Special one, 2 points dropped if it stays the same. It's hard not to think like that. I am inclined to agree with him at this point. Had to lead twice. And Villa aren't too impressive, are they? Anyway, they take the goal kick. Konsa on the ball. Paqueta closing him down. He fizzes it into John McGinn, who's got a bit of space here. It's a great turn by McGinn. Breaks away from Freddie Potts. He's got a lot of pitch. McGinn here. Plays out to Rodgers. Cuts it back to Malin. Bad first touch, and Somerville gets a bit of a clearance on it, but not far enough away. And Tielemans clatters into Magassa. And the referee stops the play as Magassa's down holding his head. It's having a good game, Magassa, in my opinion. Two subs for Aston Villa. Lucadine coming on. You'd imagine he will replace Aid Matson and Emi Buendia, who I imagine will replace John McGinn. But 2 subs for Aston Villa. Emery giving them their final instructions. Of Speedy and saying Villa haven't created anything of 2 goals. Yeah. 74 minutes on the clock. Still no subs from Nuno. To be fair, I've only got desire for one sub, and that's Callum Wilson. Ollie Watkins is going off to be replaced by Emi Buendia, so that'll be Malin up front and then Buendia into that number 10 role, you'd imagine. And I suspect it'll be a straight swap for the left back of Dean for Mattson. Freshen it up down that side, and it is. Look at Dean coming on to replace E. Mattson. Fresh legs up against Jared Bowen. If this game was to finish in a draw, it would be no wins in 5 for West Ham, but 1 defeat in 7 for West Ham. Both stats are true. One looks good, one doesn't look so good. Dom saying a draw is not good enough, especially when Villa are clearly there for the taking, and I have to agree with that. Mancunian saying good midfield, weak defence, no striker. Megan saying cannot see us winning this now, please. West Ham. Mike saying Wilson for Paqueta would be the only substitutions I'd make. And Somerville is on the ball for West Ham, and he goes back to Todibo. Todibo has it at the minute. Nottingham Forest are 3-0 up against Spurs. Cash with a throw in for Fulham. Fulham is because someone's just humans commented about how Fulham have won. That's why. Cash with a throw in for Aston Villa. Long throw. Mavropanos heads it away. Bowen brings it down. Paqueta ahead of him, but Bowen wiggles away. Tielemans brings him down. Free kick to West Ham United. Too far to shoot, but close enough to get the ball in the box. Vicky's saying who's man of the match? Magassa. Definitely Magassa. I think Fernandes had a really good first half. I don't think I've seen him enough in the second half. You could say the same for Magassa. I don't think he's been as impactful in the second half. But I think he's had a good game overall. Hammerhead, what about Souček? Maybe not yet. Not yet. I wouldn't bring him on just yet. Potts gives it to Fernandes, who goes back to Wan-Bissaka and back to Potts. We did get the centre-backs up, but we've not used the cross. And we're going to have to be a little bit careful here because Magassa and Todibo are still... Mavropanos and Todibo, are still in line with the Villa defence. And we're going all the way back to Areola, who just puts it down the pitch. And Todibo's still up there, but Cash has won it. And there could be a bit of a break here for Aston Villa because Todibo's well out of position, but Potts gets in there and makes a tackle. And John McGinn picks up, and Freddie Potts battles away, and him and McGinn have a good old duel there. Concept back to Bizot, who goes long on his left foot, but Wan-Bissaka heads it towards Fernandes, who flicks it on, but Lindelof gets above Paqueta. Magassa's on the ball. Back to Freddie Potts. Wan-Bissaka wants it, but gives it into Fernandes. He's on the ball. He's moving with the ball at the minute. Back to Magassa. Now it's our turn to play the ball about. 77.5 minutes gone at London Stadium. West Ham moving it nicely down the left-hand side. Somerville running into the box. It falls to Jared Bowen. It falls to Somerville. He can't quite get his shot away. He does get his shot away, but it's off target. It's a goal kick to Aston Villa. Difficult chance, that one. Can't be too critical of Somerville. It's a really good run. Get a bit lucky, it falls to Bowen. Then we get a bit lucky, it falls to Somerville, who sort of lashes at it with his left foot, and it's high and wide, but it's a very difficult chance, that one. Come on, we need something! I feel like Villa have had their slice of luck, and I think we're just waiting for ours. Potts gets above Buendia. Magassa flicks it on. Potts challenges Buendia once more, but the Villa player brings it down. Gives it to McGinn. Lovely ball into Rodgers, who picked up a nice area there. He's under pressure from Potts and now Magassa. Back to Matty Cash. Konsa. Out to Lindelof. Lucadine making a really good run down the left-hand side. Bowen leaves him. Gives it to Rodgers. Great bit of space here for Rodgers. Oh, fuck off! Fuck's sake! It's a great goal by Morgan Rodgers. An absolute fantastic strike. From distance. We're 3-2 down. We've been in the lead twice. This is piss. Absolute piss. Fuck's sake, man. Lindelof has it, and it's a really good pass into Rodgers, who's unmarked completely. And it's a great effort. Should Areola be doing better there? I find it harsh to blame the goalkeeper. It's swerving all over the place. It's not quite top corner. It feels quite central, the shot, but there's so much power on it, and it's swerving so much. For fuck's sake, man. I was feeling disappointed at the possibility of just getting a draw out of this, but now we're a goal behind. I have to say, Villa picked up that position on a couple of occasions the last 15, 20 minutes. John McGinn in particular just got in there. For fuck. Wilson's ready to come on. I mean, which is good, but it's Magassa that's going off, so Callum Wilson's coming on for Magassa. He's had a good game, Magassa. I think there's going to be a bit of pressure on Potts now because that area Rodgers was in, Potts is on his own. I think he's going to have a lot to do. Paqueta's going to drop deep. He's fouled Dean, but the referee's played advantage. Rodgers finds John McGinn, and Fernandes picks it up after a poor touch, and he gives it to Wan-Bissaka, who just clears it down the middle of the pitch. Wilson challenges for it. Somerville challenges for it, but it falls to John McGinn. I think this is where it can be difficult to play against Villa. They are very good at keeping the ball, in my opinion. So I think we're just going to see Villa start popping the ball about for the last 10, 15 minutes, and this is where you're going to need energy from our boys, and I'm not sure that we've got much of it left in the tank. Wilson's on, which is good, but there's a couple of the players that started the game that maybe just look like a little bit tired. Magassa was one of them. Ball down the left-hand side for Rodgers. Mavpanos will get there first, and he gives it to Lucas Paqueta, who's got his head up. Not much options for him, and gives it back to Mavpanos, who gives it to Areola. A bit iffy there, that passing. I didn't like it. Magassa nearly gets kicked in the head. The referee says no. John McGinn has the ball now. Rodgers is really unmarked at the back post there. Mavpanos was stuck with Malin, and Wan-Bissaka was about 15 yards away from him. McGinn's done well to pop into the box, but Todibo picks it up, gives it to Fernandes. Tries to get West Ham up the pitch, looking for the run of Callum Wilson, but Konsa will get there easily enough. Wilson chasing him. Wilson does really well. Konsa's found him, but Somerville reads it, gets the foul. Well, good play there by Wilson and Somerville. Free kick inside their own half, so there's nothing too exciting, but come on. 10, 12 minutes to try and get an equaliser. Paqueta sweeps it out to Todibo. Just coming forward with it to Juve. Him in Somerville, misunderstanding there. Somerville wanted it played in behind, and Juve tried to play it to his feet. For fuck's sake. Yeah, Villa are popping the ball about here. Rodgers have just picked it up, and he's looked for Malin out on the left. This is what they're going to do. They're just going to drag us about the pitch now. Wan-Bissaka does really well against Malin, though. Into Jared Bowen. Lindelof putting him under pressure. Gives it to Wan-Bissaka, but Rodgers takes it. It just looked like it was a tired Wan-Bissaka. Maybe this is where we're going to have to look at the bench and just try and get some energy into the team. You know, Kyle Walker-Peters is perhaps someone I'd bring on immediately. Is there much difference between him, Wan-Bissaka, and Todibo? Probably not, but is there any difference between a tired Wan-Bissaka and Walker-Peters? Definitely not. So I think I'd be getting Kyle Walker-Peters onto the pitch immediately. It's not loads on the bench that tickles my fancy, if I'm honest with you, but I'd be getting Walker-Peters on just to bring that legs in there? Do you get Souček on for Paqueta just to get a bit of height up front and just try and get the long ball on? You're going to have to do something. There's no other attacking option on the bench, really. This is where you could do with an Earthy or a Guilherme or something. Villa just passing it around at the moment. Tielemans, Kamada, Konsa, they're just moving that 5-10 yard pass. Just keeping possession. They're managing the game well here at the minute, Villa. Just good passing again. Kamada with an ambitious pass into Malin, who brings it down to Lucadine. Saved by Areola. Good save by Areola. Hooked away by Potts. Bowen will keep this in. And Tielemans takes it off him and it's a thrown to Aston Villa, sorry. Bowen really having a go at Anthony Taylor there because it did look like it could have been a foul, but the referee said no. Five minutes of normal time to go. This is where we've needed a goal most, and this is where we look like scoring the least so far in the match. Hopefully that summary makes sense. We've not had the ball at all in the last few minutes. Juve brings McGinn down, but the referee says no. At least he's consistent to some extent. Juve has it now. Into Konstantinos Mavropanos. Out to Bowen. Lucadine wrestling him. To Todibo. He comes forward with it now. Out to Somerville. Up against John McGinn. Todibo offers support, but Cash intercepts it, and Somerville brings John McGinn down. But the referee plays advantage, and so he should, because Villa have a bit of a chance here. Tielemans goes long from Allen. Rodgers is bursting down the middle of the pitch. Mavropanos, great defending by Mavropanos there. He had to get that right, or Malin was in a really dangerous position. Possible yellow card. But he won it. Dean taking a little while here. Fernandez just reminding the referee that he's taking a little minute. Potential subs. No, not yet. The subs are definitely ready. I don't know who for. Lucadine gives it to Buendia. Gives it back to him. Into Buendia again. Wan-Bissaka snapping away at the heels, but Rodgers picks up. Rodgers takes a shot blocked by Mavropanos. Tielemans has it. Lindelof out to Lucadine, and the referee will just stop the game here as Buendia is down, holding his calf. I'll tell you what I could really do with full time, because I really need a piss. I'm at like foot tapping mode. Do you know when you really need a pee? This is frustrating. This is 87 minutes on the clock. Buendia's screeching. Well, triple sub for West Ham. Souček, Rodriguez, and Kante coming on. Not sure about this, but triple substitution here. So it'd be interesting to see who he takes off. Somerville's going off. Potts is going off. And Paqueta's going off. So Paqueta, Somerville, and Potts off for Souček, Kante, and Rodriguez. I mean, it's hardly three subs that make me think, oh, this will get us an equaliser. It's fresh legs, I suppose, but don't know. I'm not really feeling it. There's not much he could have done. There's not really any subs he could have made where I thought, oh, right, okay, brilliant. Yeah, we'll get the equaliser. There's not really anything he could have done. Rodriguez fouls Malin. Yeah. Free kick to Aston Villa. Alex Magassa came off when Wilson came on. Pretty much immediately after Villa made it 3-2. A minute to go. They look more like scoring than we do. Lucadine whips it in. Away by Juve. Out to Kamara on the edge of the box, who heads it back in. Away by Mavpanos. And away by Wan-Bissaka. Rodgers takes it into the box, has a shot just wide of the post. Avila with a goal kick. 90 minutes are up at the London Stadium. We're now into stoppage time, of which there is 5 minutes added on here. Souček pops it down the line for Jared Bowen. Lindelof gets over there. Bowen wins it off him. It's Jared Bowen. Lindelof gets back and recovers really well. Tielemans puts out to Lucadine. We're going to need something from someone. Rodgers gives it straight to Kante. Out to Wan-Bissaka, who tries to take on Morgan Rodgers. Does take on Morgan Rodgers. Great play by Wan-Bissaka. Puts it into the box. It's cleared by Kamara. And it's a throw into West Ham. We've got 4.5 minutes to find an equaliser here. I'm going to struggle to see where it's coming from, but you never know. We've got Souček in the box, Kante in the box, and Wilson in the box. Wan-Bissaka. We've got to get the ball in the box, though. Fernandes heads it down to Todibo. He didn't have too much options here. We've got to get the ball wide and get it in. Souček and Wilson up there. Kante's trying to get in the box as well when he can. Fernandes to Rodriguez to Todibo. We've got to go wide. Juve. He's under pressure. He's lost the ball. There was very little options on there for him. Goes charging after it. Hits him in the hand. It's a free kick to Aston Villa. And that's exactly what Aston Villa needed. It's a yellow card for someone. For Juve. I assume it's for his reaction. Feels a bit harsh. What's he booking him for? It just felt very unnecessary. Konsa takes a minute with a free kick, but he takes it eventually. Juve plays off John McGinn. It's a throw into West Ham. And they've given it to Aston Villa. He played off McGinn. That was blatantly throw in for us. WN is an Aston Villa fan and says West Ham have been comfortably the better team. Doesn't mean much though when you're down the bottom and you're getting no points. I appreciate, by the way, WN, I'm not criticising you. Thank you for tuning in and contributing. It's just hard as a West Ham fan at the minute. It's hard for me to really feel any sort of positivity after this because I feel like we've thrown it away. Ariola goes long. Souček tries to flick it on, gets pushed, but the referee says nothing, and Dean puts out for throw-in. 2 minutes to go, and we have a throw-in just inside our half. Wan-Bissaka takes it to Rodriguez. We've got to get it forward. Souček. Why is Souček there? Do you know what I mean? We're bringing Souček on. He's sitting in central midfield. Get him up front alongside Wilson. He's on the pitch because of his height. And he's sat back, passing it around at the back. What's he doing? Get up the pitch. Souček is crossing it. What the fuck are we doing? Why is he crossing it? Bislott came out and gathered it. Why is Souček the one playing it into the box? He should be the one in the box. For fuck's sake. Kante and Fernandes have done well there, but it's a bad ball by Kante, and Fernandes just fouls Kamara. You can tell Fernandes is frustrated, and so he should be. He's played well, Fernandes. Our game management since going 3-2 down has been absolutely shocking. Absolutely terrible. Great goal by Rodgers, but we've been dog shit. It's been all Villa. There's been no reaction whatsoever from us after their goal. 1 minute to go. Do you know what I mean? You're a goal down, 3-2 down with 1 minute to go. It should be exciting. There should be drama, intensity. There's nothing. It feels like it's 0-0. We're playing around at the back again with 30 seconds on the clock. Mavpanos is coming forward with it. Out to Wan-Bissaka. It's got to go in the box. Souček's in the box at last. He's tried to skin Dean. Blocked. Throw in. Get the ball in the box. Rodriguez. Wan-Bissaka. Back to Mavpanos. Put it in the box. Mavpanos goes long in towards the box. Head away by John McGinn. 2 seconds left. For fuck's sake. It's got to go in the box. This guy can't take throw-ins. Don't let him take a long throw. He can't throw it. Juve can't throw the ball. Rodriguez goes down. It's a goal kick. Absolute pathetic. And you'd imagine that'll be that. For fuck's sake, man. Villa taking all day to take a goal kick, as you'd expect. They're 3-2 up with no time left. He's not even taking a goal kick from inside his 6-yard box. And it's full time. 3-2 Aston Villa. Morgan Rogers the hero. Decide amongst yourself who the villain is. I think we'll agree. Piss. The worst thing. One of the worst thing in football. It's a saying you hear all the time, not just about football, just in general. It's the hope that kills you. And that is very true today, because we were in the lead twice. I thought we were looking good. I had hope that we'd win. And we didn't. And DC said, who's the villain apart from that? I know the ref was crap. I was trying to make a Villa joke. Villa, villain. No, it's all right. I was trying to make a pun, but it was quite a crap joke, admittedly. Anyway, listen, I'm going to be live in 2 minutes with my review. If you wouldn't mind sticking around, I'd really appreciate it. I'm going to get off because I really need a piss. I'm bursting for a piss. But I was more desperate for subs at the right time. And they didn't happen. Twice we had the lead. I feel like that's not just 1 point dropped. I think that's 3 points dropped today. That's frustrating. I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that put in a super chat. I'm not going to click on them all and read them out because it will take too long. And that sounds really braggy, and I apologise for that. But seriously, the support, thank you. I really appreciate it. Well, I'm going to be live in a couple of minutes. Please don't go anywhere. Thank you very much for joining me. I've lost what I'm doing. End slate. There we go. Thank you very much. I'll see you in a couple of minutes.